Finally, Good Morning Pop Culture has come back to YouTube. Today is Tuesday, September the 18th, 2018. It's 7:46 a.m., and it's time to talk about the world of pop culture once again. So we like a good roast here on World Class Bullshitters. We don't put up with a lot of garbage. We call it like we see it. And today, we've seen some garbage on a whole new scale. So we're going to talk about Nobody's Friend, Anne Hathaway. We're going to talk about the impending Captain Marvel trailer, which should drop while we're on air, which we'll do a live review when we get to it. We also have to talk about the new Joker images, the Star Wars comics that are coming out soon, as well as a myriad of other things. So let's see where we are in terms of numbers. All right, we're almost halfway there already in a record time. So, folks, you know what it takes to get this show started. 200 viewers on the dot, and then we'll start. So while we wait, let's talk about what's happened on this channel since I've last been live. Well, I slept. Because last night I had a really great live stream with our friend Sketch Therapy and a couple other comic book creators whose names escape me at the moment because it's early. But I had to take it away because of the issue with YouTube. So as soon as it gets approved and remonetized, I can put that video back up and you guys can check it out. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of great listeners get involved in the conversation. And Comicsgate is fun. We had Mike S. Miller. We had Elliot Hernandez. We had Gary Shippa, I believe is his name. And we also had our friend, that umbrella guy, as well as Critias. So, and we had a special appearance by Jeremy Peerboom, who's a friend of the channel, a patron, and he wants to get involved with comics as well. So if you guys ever want to, achieve your creative dreams or goals and you need some support, reach out to us. We always want to help people do more with their life than just, I go to work, I go home, I play video games. There's a lot more to life than that. So if you want to be involved with, an artistic project, make sure you get in contact with us. Well, we also had the Star Wars toy video that I filmed at Ollie's over the weekend. And it was great to go into a store and have something to film again. I do love making those videos. What I don't love is the misinformation that people think this is all nothing but a Toys R Us buyout, and that's what they're seeing on their screen. Well, folks, if you go back and you watch the actual content, you'll notice that stuff comes from Target as well as stuff coming from Walmart. And the toys featured in the video are so old. That's stuff that had to have been sitting on a warehouse shelf, a floor, a dock, wherever you store crap, garbage that you can't just throw out for 3 years. Because it's not new stuff. They don't go back and remake the Force Awakens toys. They make a bunch. They hope to sell a bunch, and then they move on to the next toy line. And, they didn't sell that bunch. So that was a mistake on their part. Wow, I already got a super chat. Tim Riggs, thank you very much. At one time, pop stood for popular. Only Hollywood shift the connotation of pop from popular or good to absolute fucking garbage. Dude, that is true. Maybe you can take the name Good Morning Pop Culture and then people can just wake up like, hello, what are you doing? It's not my goal to shit on the mainstream because it's hip, it's fun, it's cool. It's just that the mainstream has shit the bed, and I'm not going to clean it up for them. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to allow a celebrity to be an insufferable douchebag and get away with it because they think they're woke, or they're trying to be woke, or they're trying to appeal to a group of people or an audience that you're barking down up the wrong tree, excuse me. So let's see where we are. Is it time to start the show? So close, 169 viewers. So thank you to everyone so far. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. I don't know if some of those figures are being sold for $1 yet. L337 hasn't even been released yet, nor has Admiral Holdo. So those figures are going to come out in a weird dry spell. So you may see Admiral Holdo and L337 sit on shelves for a while. Now you'll get the old collectors that are going to go, man, I got to have everything. I have to have these figures. They're so great. And then you're going to have a couple people that watch this channel, and Ethan's and Jeremy's, who are going to spite by it because, oh, it's funny to buy an L337 toy. And then there's going to be the people that either didn't see Solo or did, and they don't like the character. So those figures have a possibility of being the least sold. They could be the next Rose Tico. They could be the next, oh my God, they could be the next Blade Builders. Could you imagine if they had a Blade Builder caliber Admiral holdover where you went to your discount stores and they just had stacks of Laura Dern, taller than Laura Dern? I've never seen a Lego set on clearance in those shops, so maybe one day. But Lego has a value outside of it just being associated with Star Wars. People love Legos. They buy them just for the minifigures. They buy them. They cannibalize the sets. Lego is a hot property and will be. That's one of the toys that I don't foresee taking a massive drop. They've flirted with bankruptcy. They've been on the other side. They know what they're doing now, and they know how to appeal to certain markets, the collector markets, kid markets, all kinds of stuff. That's why in Legos you can get the Ghostbusters the Ghostbusters Firehouse, as well as a James Bond Aston Martin. There's just something for everybody in terms of Lego. Let's see, we're at 198. There we go. We're at 200. Speaking of Laura Dern, I've been on a kick to watch a new movie each week, and I saw 2 new movies this week. I saw The Founder, and I saw Falling Down. And I'll talk about Falling Down on World Class Bullshitters, but The Founder, I don't like McDonald's. Their food, their business model, whatever. But if you have a chance to watch The Founder, please check it out. I think you guys will be very, very impressed. All right, so let's talk about Anne Hathaway. Ugh. So how many here like Anne Hathaway? And that's okay. I don't expect anyone to say yes. What I do expect for people is to say, shut up, Anne. So this is a very recent photo of Anne Hathaway. And this article comes from theblaze.com. Watch Hollywood megastar Anne Hathaway condemns straight white people in award acceptance speech. Because that's what your awards are about. Who could be the biggest asshole? So this was written by Chris Enlow, weekend editor. While accepting an award for her work in the LGBT community, Hollywood actress Anne Hathaway blasted the privilege she says white straight people experience over other groups in the United States. Anne Hathaway accepted the National Equality Award at the Human Rights Campaign's National Dinner, according to the New York Post. What did she say? Speaking to the ladies, gentlemen, and gentle them, fuck you, Anne Hathaway. The Oscar award-winning actress denounced the methods to which The Oscar award-winning actress denounced the method to which she rose to become an internationally recognized actress, citing her particular type of visibility, referring to her race and sexuality. It's important to acknowledge that, with the exception of being a cisgender male, everything about how I was born has put me at the current center of damaging and widely accepting the myth that is that gayness orbits around straightness, transgender orbits around cisgender, and that all races orbit around whiteness, Hathaway said. What does that even mean? Again, when you reach a certain level in life, be you rich, be you famous, be you whatever, once you have no problems in the real world, you kind of just make up bullshit to either sound smart or to act like, oh, I'm doing so well. Like, you're looking for emotional validation, Anne Hathaway. You're looking for, trying to throw out the inclusion points. Your, what's the word I'm looking for? Wow, I can't think of the phrase, where you're trying to pander or you're trying to get your, not inclusionary points. Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. You're just showing off, Anne Hathaway. Somebody in the chat, tell me the word I'm looking for. Let me read this though. This myth is wrong, but this myth is real for too many. She added, it is ancient. It is so trusted. It is a habit. So it is assumed to be the way things are. It's inherited, so it's thought immutable. Its consequences are dangerous because it prioritizes a certain kind of love, a certain kind of body, a certain kind of skin color, and does not value in the same way anything that is deemed other than itself. What else did Anne Hathaway say? She went on to encourage the LGBT community, which her older gay brother is a member, and she will work with them to destroy the myth she described. I appreciate this community because together We are not going to just question this myth. We're going to destroy it, she said. Let's tear this world apart and build a new one. Virtue signaling is what I'm talking about. Anne Hathaway, Virtue Signaler 2000. Look, Anne Hathaway is full of shit. She's not likable. And then to get her brownie points for virtue signaling, she goes off and says shit like that. Pay attention to what the end of her speech said. Let's tear this world apart to build a new one. Well, Anne Hathaway, let's start with you giving up all of your money and no longer accepting cash for your job. You know what? If you want to live in this fake world that you're making up for yourself, give every dollar you have to the gay equivalent. Every time you get hired for a role, make sure that you have in your contract that once you're cast, you will step down for the role and you have a gay co-star take the lead role. You know, it's great to stand on a platform literally and virtue signal in front of thousands of people or millions of people, depending on what you're watching. But it's not going to work unless you actually make it, take the first step yourself. I talk about comics. Hey, guys, support Stealing Solo, support indie books. You know what? Every person that's ever been on here, I bought a copy of their book, so I can tell you, hey, I support indie stuff, so should you guys. Now, is Anne Hathaway doing all she can? No, she's up there making a speech, telling people, oh, we're going to tear the world down because straight white people are terrible. Well, Anne Hathaway, look in the mirror. You're a straight white person. You're terrible. You're not that good of an actress. You're not very likable. What do you add to the world? Nothing. Tim Riggs, thank you very much for your super chat. The bloody nerve of an LA millionaire talking about privilege. Anyone has. F you, Anne Hathaway, you uneffable brown bag shit. Could anyone come up with a meaner way to describe Anne Hathaway? But it has to be as accurate as Tim Riggs, because that's true. She is uneffable. She is unlikable. You know, if I ran Hollywood, she'd be unemployable. You're not that good, Anne Hathaway. You can stick to your Devil Wears Prada and all that other bullshit you make. You had a one-off with Batman. You're not going to come back and do anything. You're not the best Catwoman. You're not even third. Julie Newmar or Michelle Pfeiffer, one or two. Then we can throw Lee Merriweather, Eartha Kitt, and then Anne Hathaway. Why Eartha Kitt above Anne Hathaway? Well, Eartha Kitt's black, Anne Hathaway, and because of your virtue signaling ways, that's the way you want to put it. Even though, well, I like Eartha Kitt. I can't really knock her. Anne Hathaway, more like Anne Go Away. Yeah, I want Anne Hathaway to go away forever. You know, we almost were rid of Anne Hathaway's asshole. I mean, assholeness, not her actual asshole. We were almost rid of her back in 2008. And I have a funny story to tell you about Anne Hathaway in just a moment. So, Jedi Knight and friend of Captain Solo, thank you very much for your super chat. CIS, Confederacy of Independent Systems. I'm surprised. I missed that one. So, I guess that's what it stands for now, folks. We should, we're taking it back. Here's the article, by the way, for anyone who wants to check out Anne Hathaway. Well, for some reason, it won't let me send them a link in my own chat. All because it exceeds the URL number. Oh, the reel says Halle. Oh, yeah, Halle Berry as barrier. Yeah, we can throw Halle Berry above Anne Hathaway as well. Why not? I'm not a fan of Anne Hathaway at all. She doesn't deserve our praise. So, again, Julie Newmar and Michelle Pfeiffer, Lee Merriweather, Eartha Kitt, Halle Berry, whoever does the voices of every cartoon that have ever, done Catwoman, all the cosplayers at every convention, no matter how accurate or inaccurate they are, the action figure I have on my shelf, Sean Young, who didn't get the role because she was too batshit insane, look it up, and then Anne Hathaway. So Anne Hathaway, you want to talk about equality and inclusion and your privilege. Well, guess what? Here on this channel, you ain't got jack shit in terms of privilege. You will always be referred to as the bottom of the barrel. Go enjoy your stupid remakes instead of creating something original. Now, Anne Hathaway has always been on my radar as just a shitheel, just somebody I don't like. And it's nothing to do with her being a woman or white, because I have no problem with women, and I definitely don't have any problem with white people. I'm not Anne Hathaway. I don't need to make myself look cool. So back in 2008, Anne Hathaway dated a con man who was arrested. Does everybody know that story? You probably don't. Oh, Adrienne Barbeau is from the animated series. I like Adrienne Barbeau. Has anyone here seen Creepshow? She plays the best bitch wife. Oh my God. Her wife, to Hal Holbrook, man, she is just talk about a shitheel, but she's acting. Unlike Anne Hathaway, who's like a real life Adrienne Barbeau from Creepshow, and that's just her demeanor. Like, I don't think she's ever not pointed her nose up at something. Let's see. Cesarea Japan says, probably the only Star Wars merch being sold constantly right now is the Slave Leia costume for Thoughts, wanting to wear them on Halloween. The funny thing is about that Cesarea Japan is the fact that they don't make Slave Leia merchandise anymore due to an edict from the top, Kathleen Kennedy. There was an action figure, a Black Series Princess Leia in gold bikini. It was sold in a way with Han Solo, Greedo, and Boba Fett, I believe was the second wave of Black Series figures. And it didn't sell. It sat on shelves for months and months and months. And then Kathleen Kennedy tried to swoop in and act like, well, we're not going to sell that figure. It's demeaning to women. Well, maybe it's demeaning to you. I'm not a woman. I can't speak from that lens. But excuse me, when I see Princess Leia in that costume, I'm not looking at her and going, oh, I'm getting turgid for her. I look at her as, that's where she killed Jabba the Hutt. The guy that cut Han Solo, the guy that has all the influence in the galaxy. Well, Jabba the Hutt, bested Han Solo, but Princess Leia bested Jabba the Hutt, and she didn't need anyone to help her out. During the battle, what's the first thing she did when everyone's attention was diverted? She threw that chain around Jabba's neck and choked him out. Princess Leia's a badass. Not once have I ever questioned that. Remember how she grabs the gun and Han's like, what the hell are you doing? Someone has to save our skins. All of that stuff boils back to Princess Leia being a badass. I'm sorry that some skin, your feminism is so shallow that a little bit of skin showing takes away her heroic nature, or her accomplishments, if you will. I better start bitching about Thor. Oh, well, Thor took his shirt off in the beginning of Thor, so him learning what it means to be a human is null and void because he's over-sexualized in certain scenes. You see how when you flip the script against the shit they're into, it sounds retarded? Because what they're into is retarded. I'm sorry if you're one of those people that thinks, oh, man, a bikini shot from Star Trek Into Darkness is offensive. No, it's not. The movie itself is offensive and stupid at times. But no, sex sells, and people like to watch beautiful people making shit up. So let's see. Now we're all caught up. Let's talk about. Let's see. Amazon still has a Slave Leia outfit on sale titled "Star Wars Jabba's Prisoner Princess Leia Costume." Now, let's check that out. Is that officially licensed, or is that just rowdy? Oh, never mind. I started copying the other people's super chats. Let's check that out. Amazon Star Wars. Is it officially? I guess it's officially from Star Wars. How old is it? That's cool. They're still selling it. Good for Star Wars, Bring some fun back. I mean, a little skin never hurt anybody. So let's look at our subject for today, Anne Hathaway. I promise I'll never talk about Anne Hathaway on the channel again. She's I promise, guys. Oh, wait, I already had it screen shared. Shit. All right. So I remember this back in 2008. I was working at 7-Up, the pop company that I always bitch about hating. Let me take you back. Close your eyes, unless you're driving, and listen to the sound of my voice. So it's 2008, mid-year. I've just suffered the greatest loss in cinematic history up until that time. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And every day I get up at 3 a.m. to work a job I hate. And the only solace I can take in that is the fact that I'm in grocery stores at weird hours and I get to read the National Enquirer before it hits, other people's hands. Like, it goes from a box and I get to see it right away. So back in 2008, Anne Hathaway dated a con man. And I'll never forget how much I laughed at it, because even back then, before, getting woke was a thing for brownie points, Anne Hathaway was still unlikable. So there is those two smug assholes. They look perfect for each other. So let me take you back to 2008 when Anna Delvey, I don't know who Anna Delvey was, just a twinkle in some made-up German oligarchs, and Anne Hathaway's newly ex-boyfriend, Raffaello Fieri, was pleading guilty to 14 counts of wire fraud, conspiracy, and money laundering. While Hathaway allegedly had no knowledge of her misdeeds, the young actress found herself entangled in one of New York City's most juicy scams, one that ensnared everyone from the Clintons to Trump to John McCain in its sticky web. The Italian-born Folieri, the son of a lawyer and mathematics professor, moved to New York in 2003 when he was 25. Soon after, he started the Folieri Group, a company whose ostensible goal was to help the Catholic Church unload their real estate properties amid financial fallout from the child sex abuse scandal. Larry garnered investors by claiming that he had a close personal connection with the Vatican. He did not. That enabled him to buy church properties at below market rates. He could not. Yet Folieri committed to the ruse and installed an altar in his office, had nuns as his receptionists, and kept ceremonial robes in his office. He also started dating the young up-and-coming actress named Anne Hathaway. It was totally love at first sight, Anne Hathaway said in an interview, according to Vanity Fair. He's so good-looking, he looks like a god. See, I love when you can get articles interviewing celebrities before they become woke, because you can like learn who the real Anne Hathaway is. She's vapid and dumb and easily manipulated. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing. I remember this story. As we would all find out, Folieri's godlike good looks weren't actually helping him buy church properties. Rather, he was racking up huge debts and using investors' money to furnish his lavish lifestyle, which included an elite dog walking service for his brown lab, a $37,000 a month apartment in Olympic Tower. He rented a yacht for him and Hathaway in the Mediterranean, on which John McCain inexplicably joined them. $30,000 to fly his doctor to London for a minor ailment, and $107,000 on a chartered jet to take him and Hathaway to a New Year's Eve party at Oscar de la Renta's place in the Dominican Republic, also attended by the Clintons. Folieri's success, much like Delvey's, came largely for being a prolific networker who made friends in high places. So let's get to where Anne Hathaway gets back into the story. Eventually, the House of Cards came crashing down in 2007. Burke filed a lawsuit against Folieri for misappropriating funds. In 2008, Anne Hathaway dumped Folieri. 10 days later, the FBI dragged Folieri out of the Trump Tower penthouse he had been gifted to his parents. Of course, he was sleeping in the spare bedroom since he lost his lease on his own place. And then now the president, but Donald Trump back then had this to say: she, Hathaway, hasn't remained very loyal to him, has she? Trump told Billy Bush in 2008. So when he had plenty of money, she liked him, but after that, not as good, right? I just wanted to bring this up for a good laugh about Anne Hathaway. So remember, when you go woke, there's always dumb shit you've done in the past. So don't shit on your audience or potential audience. I can speak for me and a couple other guys here on the channel that Anne Hathaway, we won't support your movies. I can't speak for Dion because he'll tell me how much he likes her because she's white. Oh God, the Captain Marvel trailer comes out in 2 hours, huh? Well, I guess the show will be off the air. Maybe I'll do a live react afterwards. Yeah, shocking. She's a money-grubbing hoe. Well, hoe, I don't know about that. I personally can't make those claims that she's a sleazebag, so I won't, because, those are damnable offenses. But I can say this: she is very fake. So everything Anne Hathaway says to me has no credibility. She has no likability. And her future career plans have no viability. Anne Hathaway, enjoy your LGBT awards, but also enjoy being relegated to an all-female reboot of a male property that had women in it, that was successful, but no longer holds much value in the current marketplace. So if they ever make a Ghostbusters 2 with the ladies of the Ghostbusters, expect Anne Hathaway to take over for anyone. She should be Chris Hemsworth in the next film. We don't need Chris Hemsworth in Ghostbusters. We do need to talk about Dion and his taste in women, but we'll save that for world-class bullshitters this week. Where is my all-male remake of The Descent? I didn't even like the all-female version of The Descent, so I don't know, man. Maybe we can buy up the license together. After stealing so little, started Indiegogo to buy up properties that have no value, that had all women. It will make, an all-male reboot of Steel Magnolias, or the all-male version of the Joy Luck Club. That actually could be a really funny parody. You get like Ken Jeong and Donnie Yen and a couple other really prolific, Jackie Chan. You just get a bunch of really famous male Asian actors or Asian male actors, and you just do a spoof of the Joy Luck Club. That could be really dumb. Maybe Dion could F the stupid out of her. I don't know, man. Dion's a married man. A lot of the women he talks about on the channel are a step down from his wife, so why compromise? You already won, Dion. You already won. Oh, man. Anne Hathaway needs to play Jar Jar Binks in the next Star Wars. Why not? Why not? So let's talk about some other stuff. Now, we looked at the unlikable Anne Hathaway. Let's talk about the unacceptable Joker from the next Batman series. Now, I know this isn't a Batman film proper. This is a Joker film, but you can't have the Joker without Batman, and they're going to learn that. Suicide Squad was hot shit. Maybe hot is is not even the right. I know hot implies that it's popular, it's cool, it's trendy. But when I mean hot shit, I mean stinky. It permeated every sense of mine, and I hated it. I hated Suicide Squad. So what do? We go from Jared Leto, cucked out gangster Joker with metal teeth and shitty on the nose tattoos like damage and ha 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 and the fucking big mouth over his hand, to our friend, not Crispin Glover, Joaquin Phoenix, your dad Joker, your uncle who's an alcoholic whose family left him Joker, the eccentric weirdo who hangs out at the library and rents John Grisham novels Joker. Oh, it's T-minus 30 minutes until the trailer drops. Well, I guess what will happen as soon as Marvel drops the trailer, we'll stop the show. Not stop the stream, but I'll stop this show and I'll start watching it. I'll send you guys my link. We can watch it together. We can do a live Let's React. And we can laugh at Captain Asshole ourselves. A Joker without Batman is so irrelevant. You damn right. You damn right. We always talk about, the heroes are only as good as their villains. Well, I may not be the first one to come to the defense of Heath Ledger's Joker. I may not sing his praises, but he was a damn good Joker. And it's so funny how I miss him now because we've gone from Jared Leto to Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, I still love Jack Nicholson Joker. I still love Batman 89. I got a video coming out about that in the near future. The world's kind of accepting again of Batman 89. Oh, I don't watch Good Morning America, but the video will go online after it debuts on Good Morning America. Much like every Star Wars or Disney property, the Rogue One trailer was supposed to drop during some football game, and then it went online 2 minutes later. So they'll try to get people to watch Good Morning America, and they will. I won't, because I'm in a room without a TV. And we'll check it out online together. So there are more pictures of Joaquin Joker. We have him leaving his Ha-Ha's talent booking. Please ring bell. So he looks oddly effeminate. I don't know what it is. He just looks like he looks like a younger version of Herbert the Pervert from Family Guy. That's what I see when I see this. So when he plays the Joker, if he does that voice, well, maybe I'll change my tune. Gotta love that mustard-colored sweater. Oh, man, a Joker who smokes. I mean, the face and the hair, I gotta see him be the Joker. That's what this movie's not gonna have until the very end. It'll be like, what's a good superhero movie that does that? See, unlike Superman or Spider-Man, by the midpoint of the movie, they're the hero, they're the titular character. The Joker will become the Joker in the last 5 minutes, and it's supposed to be exciting. Like, oh, and now he goes off to fight Batman, and there's no Batman. Oh, well, there has to be a Batman because Batman's part of his origin, or at least we think he is. Remember when he puts on the red hood and goes to rob, what is it, Ace Chemicals, because it's Axis in the movie. He falls over the platform and essentially becomes the Joker right then and there, and he goes crazy. So if we're prescribing to the Killing Joke origin for the Joker, Batman needs to be involved. Oh, look, another clown. Foreshadowing. I feel like Joaquin Phoenix doesn't shower very often. It could just be me. But when I look at the guy, I just think of cigarettes and BO. And we have one more. So I'm surmising from this that he goes up to that clown who either asks him for money or something. He says something stupid to the clown, takes off the clown's nose, throws it on the ground, and walks away after some witty retort. So, folks, that has been your Joker film from DC. You don't have to go see it. I just told you this scene, and you can figure out the rest of the movie yourself. Now, I'm not going to knock him as an actor. He's a fine actor. But this looks dumb. I will judge it accurately when it comes out. I'm just judging the picture based on the picture. And these pictures don't instill any faith in me. I mean, is it too much to ask for to get a true to comic adaptation? I mean, really? Is it too much to ask for? I mean, it's not like I'm throwing my hard-earned money out there for a property based on something that exists to want to see that property brought to real life. I mean, Marvel has done it. When I watch Black Panther, it looks like an updated version of the comic book suit, with or without the eye lenses. They adapted Captain America accurately. Iron Man has great armors. I mean, what is the hard part about just giving the fans what they want, embracing the absurdity, embracing the history of these properties, and just moving forward? Is it too much to ask? I guess it is. The Joker reminds me a bit of Pee Wee Herman. I used to love Pee Wee Herman. I told this story on air before. When Pee Wee Herman went away, everyone lied to me and told me that he showed his underwear to Miss Yvonne, and that's why his show wasn't on TV anymore. So then I stopped watching Pee Wee's Playhouse. I got into, I guess, Thomas the Tank Engine. And then a few years later, Power Rangers. If they start bringing identity politics in the movie, then you know. Well, I do know that it's going to be the end of it. I'm telling you guys, the best chance for classic movies, just a classic narrative structure coming back, is for channels like us to get our own movie made. Not to necessarily put ourselves in the movie and put ourselves over in terms of wrestling, but to make something as a classic throwback. That or Sylvester Stallone. And I know you're thinking, Jeff, what a weird comparison. Look at Stallone, Schwarzenegger, some of these older guys, when they were at the peak of their popularity, the movie industry was a lot better. I'm not saying Stallone is responsible for a strong movie industry. I'm just saying that he was a very visible player in the game when movies were great. And Stallone is a lot smarter and a lot more involved with the writing process and the directing process than a lot of us realize. Everyone thinks, hey, yo, Adrian, blah, blah, blah. And that's what they think of Stallone. But he's the one that took the Chuck Wepner story to United Artists to get Rocky made. He directed some of the Rocky films. I don't know if he directed any of the... He didn't direct the first... I don't think he directed any Rambo flick, but he's directed films. Stallone's a little slicker, and he's got Rambo 5 coming out. I think if Rambo 5 plays like a lot of other movies that these older actors are coming back to do, I think Rambo 5 will be a nice callback to a good story that won't try to pander and be woke and try to virtue signal. Maybe it'll be a little political, talking about the horrors of war or stuff like that. But that doesn't come off as pandering or woke. That just is a realistic response, like Rambo 4, just Rambo. Violent, bloody, crazy, balls to the wall action. Very classic. But it also had something to say about, Rambo's life. And it was interesting. The problem is WB keeps trying to make DC films realistic as possible and dark. They needed to be a bit more fantastical and lighten the hell up. Well said. You know what? You know what? Well said 100%, and get a little clap. Like I said on last night's stream, that'll eventually become available again. DC is chasing that Dark Knight high. Let's go back to 2008 again, guys. This is the 10-year retrospective show. Again, summer of 2008. I was working at 7-Up. Hated the job, but there were a few bright spots. I was looking forward to going back to school, and this little film called The Dark Knight came out. And now, while I'm not the first person to jump up and say, "Oh, The Dark Knight, blah, blah, blah. I love it so much." I liked it, and I still do like it, and I loved it back then. I eventually kind of calmed down because I thought, Batman Begins is a little better structurally, and maybe some people were just getting into the preachiness. But The Dark Knight was the peak for DC films. We had Batman 89. See, DC had it good from 1979 till 1997. DC, when you thought of superhero movies, you thought of a DC property. When you thought of the upcoming ones, you thought about, oh, Nicolas Cage is going to play Superman. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. It was all about DC. They were the belle of the ball. Then they kind of shit the bed with Batman and Robin. But then you also had popularity of characters like Spawn get their own film. And their popular characters like Spawn get their own film. Then you had Blade come out in 98. Then you had Batman, or not Batman, excuse me. Then you had the X-Men in 2000. And you had Spider-Man. And you had a bunch of Marvel movies come out and kind of take away the DC popularity. But then the Nolan trilogy comes out, and Batman Begins wasn't really that big of a hit. Then you had the Superman Returns movie, which sucks and wasn't that big of it. But then the Dark Knight hits, and Batman for 4 years was the superhero of superheroes. He was the main event. Everybody was talking about Batman. Dark Knight this, Dark Knight that. Yes, the Marvel movies were there. The MCU existed before the Dark Knight came out, but it wasn't treated the same way. And so DC wanted the Oscar attention. Dark Knight made $1 billion first. They wanted all this shit. They were constantly looking for that high. It's like a drug addict, a junkie. They're always searching for that big high, and that was what the Dark Knight was. And to this day, after Marvel has proven it's successful to go crazy and have aliens invade the planet and talking raccoons and talking trees and crazy shit like super soldier serums, Batman and DC has still chosen to go realistic and gritty. And it just isn't working anymore. You're late to the party. Those type of things just aren't what people want anymore. Marvel is the big game in town. So they've kind of changed the landscape. It used to be everyone was trying to be like the Dark Knight. That's why you had the Amazing Spider-Man and all these dark, gritty reboots. And then everyone's trying to be like Avengers now. And that's why everything's a shared universe, an interconnected universe. You go where the money is. DC is not following that adage. They're sticking with, we want the Dark Knight, we want our Oscar, we want this, we want that. Well, guys, it ain't going to happen. So stop. Alec Munoz, thank you very much for your super chat. Infinity War marks the end of good comic movies. I want to laugh and go, ha ha ha, you're misguided or wrong. But first off, I don't talk down to the people that listen to the show. Secondly, I don't think you're that wrong. We might be proven wrong with Aquaman. Venom actually comes out first. I will be the first to apologize if Venom blows my mind. If I think Venom's this fantastic flick, I'll be like, hey guys, I was wrong, okay? I don't foresee that because it's Sony, and Sony doesn't make good decisions, ever. But it could be the end of good Marvel movies. The MCU, I've been its biggest fan. I've gone and seen almost every movie the first day it came out, or at least opening weekend. I think the only Marvel flick that I didn't see opening day might have been Ant-Man 2. I caught every other one opening day. Once I moved back from Michigan, I made sure I caught that shit either midnight or the early 7 p.m. on a Thursday night showing. Like, I wanted to be there and experience these movies as soon as possible. If Captain Marvel doesn't hold up to the same level of scrutiny that, I'll even give it Black Panther, because Black Panther was good, just okay at points. But if Captain Marvel doesn't reach that level, then I'll say Marvel's lost it. And if Infinity War Part 2 really drops the ball, then I will be done. If they don't blow me away with Infinity War, if it goes in any way, I won't go see another one of those movies in theaters. Thank you to DJD Show. You would back World Class Bullshitters films. The comics are fun, and I love doing it. It'll evolve into more. All of this stuff really goes to help the channel grow. And then we can, entertain you guys more and more. I'd love to get a huge windfall and make, this channel bigger than ever, so I could get the other guys to do it full time. And we could just be, we're 4 fun, likable guys. Why not have a TV show? Why not interact with other people that make skit comedy? Or why not, be involved with guys like Broken Lizards? It's the future. Broken Lizard, excuse me. Okay, so we got less than 10 minutes on the Captain Marvel trailer. As soon as it goes live on YouTube, let me know, folks, and we'll do a live react. Darth Tiberius, thank you very much for your $5 super chat. Good morning from Louisiana, world-class bullshitters. I love this channel. It's one of the best. I got a huge collection of original Thomas the Tank Engine die-cast toys. Darth Tiberius, first off, thank you very much. I'm glad that we reached Louisiana. I like New Orleans. Maybe you don't live in New Orleans. Maybe you live in Baton Rouge. Those are the only 2 cities I know off the top of my head. But I've always had a good time in your state. I guess it's just because I like to drink and eat food that is good, and New Orleans has a lot of that. So, greetings to New Orleans from Ohio, from all of us at World Class Bullshitters. We love your state. Thank you for the compliment. And you have a huge collection of original Thomas the Tank Engine diecast toys. I still have all of my original ones. They're made by Ertl. My mom never threw out my stuff. Thomas the Tank Engine, I think she holds that in a special place in her heart because she liked, when I was into Power Rangers, she took me and got me the toys and all kinds of stuff. But when it came to Thomas the Tank Engine, she wrapped every one of those toys in tissue paper and then put them in a box. So I have a giant Rubbermaid full of Thomas the Tank Engine, but my mom went the extra mile to wrap everything. We're talking the basic diecast, the electric trains, all that stuff. So she must really like Thomas. I look back on it positively. I've never thrown any of my stuff out. But man, it was a good time to be a little kid into Thomas the Tank Engine. I had the Super Nintendo game, if that tells you anything. I really liked it for a while. Dante Reeves, thank you very much for your super chat. Infinity War is the peak of the MCU. I do personally feel that Ant-Man and the Wasp was a step down. Now, some people will say, Jeff, you can't compare Infinity War to a build-up movie. I disagree. I treat all these Marvel movies on a different playing, or on a similar playing field. I liked Age of Ultron, but I thought Ant-Man was way better. I like a lot of solo films better than Age of Ultron, most of them actually. So for anyone that would use that argument against me, I'm just putting that out there. But yeah, Dante, so far it's been the best one. It's the only one that I watch and I just go, wow, this is something special. Kind of like how I used to treat, I still treat the original Star Wars like that. But it's just not the same anymore with these movies. I really, really want them to be, big events. The Grand Inquisitor. Thank you for your super chat. Good morning, Jeff. You should have picked me up at Ollie's yesterday. We could have hung out and drank Crown. At that size, I'd only need a little mini bottle. Grand Inquisitor. I'm so glad you watched that and caught that little reference. Because honestly, the first thing I thought of was, there's a dude called the Grand Inquisitor that watches the channel when I looked at the toy. So I'm glad you caught that. But yeah, next time I'll pick you up. I'll get you a little bitty thimble full of Crown Royal. I think a thimble full of Crown Royal for a 3.75-inch Grand Inquisitor might kill you, but you're a man. You know what's up. You can handle your booze. Yeah, folks, check out the Ollie's video. A lot of fun to make. Those are all impromptu videos. And I don't plan on them. I don't go to these stores praying to God that I'll find Star Wars toys to film. I just go into the store looking for stuff, and then boom, it hits me right in the face. That's how all of those have come to be. Star Wars is in a bad place, in a sad place. We talked about the Thomas the Tank Engine diecast toys. I don't think kids in the future will go, oh man, remember my 3 3/4-inch Poe Dameron figure? Oh, it was so great because he's such a great character. I didn't get to say this in the video because I forgot to, but The Force Awakens is the most damaging Star Wars movie because it broke the market. And, and people will say, oh no, Jeff, Star Wars is stronger than ever. No, it's not. No, it's not. And there's an article that came out the other day about the sales, and it stops at 2015. So it stops right when The Force Awakens is coming out. I always say the damage was done after The Force Awakens, but that article conveniently leaves out those sales figures, yet I've put out videos that have articles that prove that Star Wars numbers were down, 21%. Hasbro was down in the acquired brands division months ago, and I talked about it. But, it's cool to ignore those facts. And there's a reason why these toys are years old on clearance racks, just rotting away. And our friends in the UK have told me about some store that once they appear in this clearance store, if they don't sell, they destroy them. So that's what's going to happen. So this shit's going to get destroyed. That's cool that there's some respect for Zack Snyder because of his daughter. Yeah, that's rough. I will critique his stuff, though, before that, before Justice League. I don't think Justice League's terrible. You've heard me talk about it on the channel. But Batman versus Superman, Man of Steel, I have critiques and complaints with that. Any chance of a Batcave hangout this month, Jeff? This month, a month's like half over. Possibly. I don't want to tell you yes, because I got pages to do, and I'm gearing up for Schlocktoberfest for the horror fans out there. We're going to have a bunch of stuff. We recorded a commentary for They Live. I think I'm going to throw some of the Schlocktoberfest up on Patreon early, as a thank you, give you guys early access to stuff. So that'll be a lot of fun. But blibbity blop, I will make sure to get in contact with you. Or you just keep sending me emails. Last night I sat down and responded to all the emails. I responded to all the Patreon messages and stuff like that. Thank you, Superfan Adam Shawhan. My mom's a good lady. She's at work right now, so one day when World Class Bullshitters Enterprise is a billion-dollar industry, she won't have to be. The hunky chunky funky monkey. World Class Bullshitters is the second best YouTube channel. Hail Doomcock. Well, if you got to come in second to another channel, Doomcock is a pretty good choice because I don't want him to overtake Ohio when he controls the planet. I kind of need, my land and my internet connection to continually give you guys entertainment. So if I got to come in second to Doomcock, that's cool. I'm not upset by that one, hunky chunky funky monkey. Let's see. Ben Frost, thank you very much for super chat. Appreciate it. Just when you thought sorry. You meant DCE because it says DU. I'm like, is this French? Mon Dieu? Anyway, just when you thought the DCEU couldn't get any worse by says, hold my beer, and rumors start of Michael B. Jordan as Superman. Let me reread that because I messed up. Just when you thought the DCEU couldn't get any worse by saying, hold my beer, rumors of Michael B. Jordan as Superman start to pop up. So, yeah, what a stupid decision. I think, though, that the Superman rumors of Michael B. Jordan are just the other side, the crazy bad taste brigade, the SJWs, whatever you want to call them, the assholes, those people, them, they. I think that's just them throwing that out there to try to, incite anger in the fandom menace community, the Comicsgate community, stuff like that. So I don't get too worked up. Michael B. Jordan and stuff has kind of lost its value. Like our friends, I won't say their names on air because I don't know their screen names, but they started a hashtag everything be Jordan. And I want to make sure that gets trending because people have been posting photoshopped images of Michael B. Jordan in films. And everything be Jordan is our new phrase on the channel, thanks to our two friends. So, yeah, everything be Jordan. Everything be Jordan, nothing be Jordan. The guy's a fine actor. He's okay and stuff. I don't dislike him on a personal level. I actually would probably like to hang out with him quite a bit. I mean, I saw that boat party he had, and people were chastising him for, you're from a boat party full of white women. Well, Dion would just fucking cry. I mean, he would love that lifestyle that Michael B. Jordan lives. And, if you're having a good time and no one's getting hurt, have fun. Don't let people guilt you into doing what you do because you do what you do. There's no judgment. Michael B. Jordan, you'll never be Superman. You'll never be James Bond. You should have never been the Human Torch. But play Apollo Creed's son. Play all these other roles. Any character that is not established, Michael B. Jordan, sure, why not? But no more race swapping, no more gender swapping. Just adapt the properties because you see money in those properties. Don't throw money away because you want to get woke. If you're going to make a movie based on Rambo, well, Rambo should be Stallone. You want to make a movie based on Spider-Man, should be a white guy with brown hair. You want to make a movie based on Wonder Woman, look the part. Wonder Woman's fictional, meaning she's made of clay. She comes from the Themyscira, which was supposed to be Greek or whatever. There's so many different influences for Wonder Woman, but you got to just have a woman with dark hair and that look. Gal Gadot has it. Linda Carter definitely has it. Good for them. They've done good casting on Wonder Woman. I guess on a percentage basis, if you don't count the Adrian Palicki show that never saw the light of day, Wonder Woman's had the best casting because of the two ones that actually saw the light of day, and I think there was a Lindsay Wagner pilot, which I'm not counting because she had blonde hair and it really wasn't meant to be the show. But of the two Wonder Women, one wins, if you will, Wonder Whammons, according to some of the guys. They've done a good job. I didn't realize that they tried to silence Olivia Munn for calling attention to that Predator on the set of Predator. I'm not an Olivia Munn fan, but, for as much as I am apathetic towards Olivia Munn's existence, I do not approve of anybody being a sexual predator at all. That's pretty shitty if you do that kind of stuff. You have no excuse. So I didn't realize the whole cast was trying to out her. The Star Wars toys are being sold at Ollie's for pennies on the dollar. $2.99 for a Star Wars figure. They came out at $7 to $9.99. They didn't sell. Those things have sat on a warehouse dock for years. Force Awakens relied on The Last Jedi to answer all questions, or it would have been an awful movie. Well, the thing is, it doesn't stand on its own. No Star Wars movie has relied on the next one to be its own solid movie. The original Star Wars was only, guaranteed to be its only film, so that's why they have Splinter of the Mind's Eye in terms of the book. That was the next Star Wars story if the movie failed. Even I have said stuff like, Empire needs Jedi, but you can still watch it completely. There aren't too many questions outside of what's next for Luke. Do they get Han? Those kind of questions are good, not what happened here. How did they get here? Oh, it'll be answered. That's a story for another time. Nah, that doesn't really work, Maz, butthole, ihas. Ihas, man, I am tired. I was up till 3 a.m, so it shows right now. Star Wars is a dead horse corpse. Well, flog it. There's money in there still. The BVS extended cut is really good. I've seen it. I don't want to rewatch it. I am guilty of owning it, though, on Blu-ray. As I sit here and tell you I don't like BVS, I got it because it was $3 on Blu-ray, and I'm like, $3. Maybe I'll watch it and find some gold in it. And, I was about to say maybe I'm wrong. Who said that? And then their name rolled away. But then I flipped the box over, and you can hear it right here. I flipped over the box, and I saw Jesse Eisenberg, and I thought, nope, I'm right. The movie fucking blows. Olivia Munn is insufferable, but yeah, she's an adult. Yeah, well, you know what? Good for her for calling attention to that stuff. Like I said, when you get into that category of assault in that manner, I just can't. I can't defend people who do shit like that. In reality, don't prey upon people's weaknesses. It's not very hard to go out and find somebody to sleep with. So don't, force yourself on somebody. Make sure they're of age. Make sure they're consenting. I think that's really the only two things you have to worry about in terms of that. If they're consenting and they're of age, I think you're in the clear for everything else. Morals are different for other people, but as long as you're not hurting anybody or doing anything illegal, I think you might be okay. So these people in Hollywood need to realize, I'm an actor. People want to sleep with actors. Don't assault anybody. Don't force that on anybody. That's just terrible to try to do that to someone. You can't justify it. You can't justify it at all. I gotta say, I lost respect for Jeremy when he made it clear he would be going to Star Wars Land at Disney no matter what. At least Jeremy is a man of conviction. When he believes in something, he believes in it full bore, and he's an honorable dude. I don't agree with him on a lot of his points in Star Wars. Well, I don't really disagree with him anymore. He's kind of, softened his stance on The Force Awakens and stuff and kind of seen both sides. But I will say Jeremy is an honorable dude, and I like him and respect him a lot. Ethan, same way. But Jeremy goes out of his way to be very charitable and generous. So, yeah, maybe he's going to go support Star Wars, and it's stupid. But at the same time, think of all the good stuff he does, and I hope that outweighs in your mind. Like, Jeremy did charity work. He raised $1,000 for that lady with cancer. That's pretty damn noble, if you ask me. So while I'll always bust his balls about how you spell Mario Kart and his curly hair, I will think of those things when I think of Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers and always go, oh, cool. Wouldn't it be funny if the SJWs made John Carpenter and Michael Myers gay? I mean, how could you tell? There was always some weird psychosexuality with Michael Myers. I hate the Rob Zombie ones, but they play with it even more. If you would have done it pre-SJW like influx, I think more people would have bought it. But all of this stuff now seems like just a response to that. But no, by the way, folks, we're literally 1 month from the new Halloween film dropping. And that weekend of October the 20th, I'm having the birthday party. That's the final days of Stealing Solo. I'm going to be doing a lot more on-location live streams. I'm talking to my comic book guy this week to see if I can do one in the store. It'll be a live stream. I'll show you guys around. Maybe we can pick up some merchandise for the channel. It all depends on what goes down that day. But I'm going to be at a video game tournament the 12th of October, that weekend. And we're going to be doing a lot of live streams from there. Maybe I'll try to get the Twitch channel set up. But it's going to be like 5 or 10 TVs all at Phil's house. And it's just going to be a fun time to, talk games, talk entertainment in a different setting. And, you can watch me lay the smackdown in the wrestling games because I talk shit about how good I am, but I really am that good. Thor Ragnarok was awful. I don't like Thor Ragnarok that much. I going back, I don't want to watch it anymore. Let's see. Olivia Munn reminds me of The Boy Who Cried Wolf. She burned so many bridges. It's no surprise when she cried about the sexual predator claims, people shunned her. Yeah, I mean, like Anne Hathaway, she's unlikable. She talks a lot of bullshit. So the one time she was trying to do right, maybe it backfired. I'm not saying you got to be fake out in Hollywood, but being a diva, a prima donna, male or female, doesn't really pay off. There's a reason why The Rock's the most paid actor in Hollywood. He's very likable. People want to work with him. He's money. No matter what he does, he's successful. Even if his movies suck, which I don't like his movies that much, but people like him. Take the Rock approach. I feel like if I was writing a book on how to be successful as an actor, take the Rock approach. Be likable, be engaging, be a man of your word. There was some interviewer that The Rock said, I'm going to get you a bottle of tequila. And The Rock sent him a bottle of tequila with a handwritten note. So, take the Rock model, because if everyone's such a good, likable person, I mean, you're going to have people pounding down your door. I treat people a certain way, and, it's worked out really well for me. So I don't know why people at a higher level can't be, like that. Let's be honest. After the fappening happened, it showed that these celebs are just pretty much into freaky shit as the rest of us. Well, they didn't want us to find out. Yeah, I remember that. Dustin called me on the phone. He's like, dude, have you heard of the fappening? And then I think did we have the show? Was that in 2014, the fappening, or was that 2016? I don't know. I think we had the show, but I remember that day. Was that a Wayne's World reference, Benobi? Oh, the trailer's up. Okay, the trailer's up. Let me watch it. I can't show it, but let's see. Captain Marvel trailer. Let's see. Filters. Last hour. Oh God, here we go. 4 minutes ago. All right, I'm gonna put on my headphones. I'm gonna watch this and I'm gonna talk, and then let me send you guys the link. Let's get this together. Let's do this together as a community. We've done all kinds of stuff. Let's do a Good Morning Pop Culture trailer watch. So I apologize to the people who will be getting the audio portion of this. Let's. I can't believe I want to see this and promote it on the channel. All right, folks. I'm Reth the Aline. Let me read your super chat so it doesn't get boggled down by Captain Marvel talk. So first off, Reth the Aline, thank you very much. Sup, Jeff? Making some progress with my book, basic framework and plot, storyline, etc. My working title is Ashes of Grandeur. Also, Luciferi just finished my second commission. Well, Mareth Dealing, if you'd like to share Luciferi's Patreon or any of the links, feel free to on the Facebook page, and I'll bring it up again. I know Luciferi's your friend, and you want to help spread the word of the art, and the art's good. So we can definitely help spread the word. And when Ashes of Grandeur, which I like the title, it reminds me of Han Solo and Return of the Jedi. I'm out for a little while, and everyone's got delusions of grandeur. When that comes out, I would love to bring attention to your work on the channel. So, Mareth Dealine, thank you very much. And please keep me up to date on your stuff. All of you guys who have projects out there like this, I know it's hard to get a start. Sometimes it's really hard to put your work out there because you're nervous. You don't know how people are going to react, respond. We have a good community of people who would check out your stuff. So make sure that you guys keep your eyes open. Okay. The Last Jedi will always be worse. So, folks, are you ready for the Captain Marvel trailer? I'm not, but I'm going to do this. So, everyone, I sent the link in the chat. It's Marvel Studios' official Captain Marvel trailer. It's 1 minute 56 seconds long. Get your timestamp set to 0 and press play right now. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I got a wrong speaker. Okay, so she falls to Earth. Whoopity-doo. Wow. A blockbuster video. How cool. All right, Nick Fury's back. We knew that. All right, Marvel Studios. Woo! Oh, that's a big reveal. He's got both eyes. Ooh, I don't like her voice. Of terrible Star Trek? Discover. What are we discovering? Oh, Jude Law. Oh my god. Discover what makes her a hero. That's so dumb. They're already putting it in the marketing, folks. She's got the mohawk mask. They're going full SJW with this movie. Oh, great. Man, first off, the logo with the font, they're trying to make it look like the Wonder Woman trailer. Discover what makes her. Oh my god. So they're going to start using hero and her. There you go, folks. Marvel has died right there. Marvel has died right in front of our eyes with that shitty, stupid trailer. My god. I hated her voice. Now, before anyone says, "Oh, you're being so harsh," don't be so harsh. I'm harsh on every fucking trailer. Go back and listen to our trailer reviews. I don't do them much anymore because I always thought they were kind of dumb, but now we got a morning show and we're live. So that trailer, man, structurally, it was an okay trailer. I just really don't want this to be a girl power movie. You know, this is a Marvel movie. Let's just enjoy it and make it for everybody because you're going to turn off a lot of people when you go down the woke aisle at the grocery store. Just don't do it, man. Oh my god. That's a quality bag. That looks bad. Wow, this sucked balls. Gave it a thumbs down. Her voice isn't right. Her voice is odd. I know her from 21 Jump Street, and that's it. And her voice seemed a lot lower and deeper in that movie. Lower and deeper, same thing. I just thought her voice was oddly high pitched. I don't think they changed it. Yeah, this is the Captain Marvel trailer, full pass. Look at her shooting beams. It's too early to puke in the Tina. Join me. Together we can puke on the internet together. Like Jackass or those guys that try to chug a whole gallon of milk. Mareth Dioline, thank you very much. He shared the pick step-by-step process on your Facebook page. Mareth Dioline, I'll make sure I checked it out before we go off there. I'll share that with everybody. Just remind me. I probably won't watch this in theaters. I'll pirate it before the Avengers 4. No charisma from her at all. The MCU always had woke bullshit in it. No, it didn't. The stories were kind of universal about this stuff. They didn't worry about making jokes or this stuff. Now they've kind of gone back because the climate has changed. People weren't getting woke in 2008. When Tony Stark talked about, doing the right thing, it wasn't getting woke. It was just his thing. Now the movies themselves have taken on their own agenda. I'm mildly amused by the fact that there's Blockbuster. Well, I guess the movie takes place in Alaska or the 90s. Have you noticed they kind of copied that train scene from the Wolverine? I'm not saying the Wolverine was a good movie by any stretch, but it was at least original. I'd rather watch Spice World. Oh God, I guess I'll join you. I definitely didn't need the origin of Nick Fury's eye. It was enough for me in Captain America: The Winter Soldier when he goes, "I lost my good eye" at the end of the movie. You know he was betrayed. That's all you needed to know. Again, it's like in Star Wars when they tell you how, Anakin got the bump on his ass from taking his shit on Mustafar. You know what I'm saying? Just like little bitty things like that. I don't dig it. Let me take these headphones out. I'm done. Wolverine movie was fine until the end. Tony Stark wasn't about to bang hot reporters. SJWs were in control. He definitely has toned it back, but I take that as a character growth. He was the ladies' man. He was lascivious. He was all the things that Tony Stark should have been, but they wouldn't dare put that in the movie because he's a white guy and they can't glorify that kind of stuff. Brie Larson is surprised that Samuel L. Jackson survived getting smashed by King Kong. Yeah. Like hero. I get it. Now I'm gonna start doing it as her/equal or her-0 because this movie looks like a big goose egg, a zero, and nothing. It's not about the women in the movie that make me not excited. It's about they're so obvious with this whole agenda shit in these movies. And Captain Marvel's the first one. Black Panther had it in the movie. The marketing wasn't too terrible. This one's just starting out. Fuck this movie. They should have cast Katie Sackhoff as Carol. Yeah. Her arm beam scene looked so bad. It was kind of dumb. I'll give you that. I'd still give her a 0. Hero like Mike Zero. Oh, she comes from the future, right? Heroine, I thought was the proper name for a female hero. It was, but I guess it's too feminine. I don't know. I just call everyone superheroes. Wonder Woman's a superhero. Storm, probably my favorite female superhero. Same with Rogue. Same with Psylocke's cool. I don't really know too much about her. She looks good in the costume, and she's pretty cool. I liked her in the one video game. Her acting is so bad, so monotone. Yeah, Gojira, it was definitely not what I was expecting in terms of the voice. The voice is what threw me off the most because she's so high-pitched like this. And I guess Brie Larson. I don't remember Brie Larson sounding like that in Kong Skull Island. I own that movie. I've seen that movie. Oh my God. They should have cast Emily Blunt as Carol Danvers. Didn't she want to play Black Widow, but then her and John Krasinski were both almost in these movies? Well, another cinema ticket saved. A lot of people aren't liking this trailer. You know what? It is your prerogative. It is your right to critique this trailer. Do not be guilted into not liking this trailer because of the subject matter involved with it. I think it's a bunch of bullshit to be guilted into supporting a cause because you don't want to be ostracized or made to seem archaic in your views. Oh, you don't respect women. You want them back in, traditional roles. Look, it has nothing to do with putting them in different roles. Wonder Woman was pretty good. Like 7 out of 10 movie is what I said. It wasn't too heavy. I wouldn't be surprised if the next trailer, if this gets enough pushback online, I wouldn't be surprised if the thing, the hero, if that goes away. Because that type of shit isn't going to sell. It's not going to sell toys. It's not going to be, on any kid's Christmas list. Speaking of Christmas lists, guys, they have, or I have, an image of the first Captain Marvel Legends figure. So, much like the trailer itself, this doesn't look too good. It doesn't look terrible, though. The face isn't Brie Larson, though. It's somebody. It's just not Brie Larson. I think this also, a lot of these Marvel toys are guilty of reusing body parts. I think Brie Larson gets an all-new sculpt because this is the first female action figure to be sculpted like a dude. So we're talking about groundbreaking shit. Here we go. So she gets an additional head, and she gets 2 additional hands. So her additional head is going to be that stupid helmet she wears to make her head look like a mohawk. And then we get 2 additional hands. So they'll be in some kind of power stance or whatever, power pose. That's fine. All Marvel Legends nowadays get alternate heads or hands. It's worse, the Kree. Did you see the Kree walking behind her? They look like people with green face paint on. They didn't look good. Nothing in this movie wowed me. The only part that looked visually interesting was when she was held upside down. What's going to be interesting, and I'm going to be paying close attention to this on the channel, is if how the media kisses this movie's ass. Because I don't watch Screen Junkies anymore, but if I did still watch movie fights, in the middle of the show, they go, so how great was that Captain Marvel trailer? And then some misguided person who doesn't like comic books is going to spout off some political rhetoric and try to look cool and get brownie points for virtue signaling on air. We're film fans here first. We're fans of good quality entertainment. Now, we each like different things, but I think we can agree there are certain standards that we hold our favorite pieces of entertainment to. Yes, there are guilty pleasures. Yes, there are films that we know are bad. Like, I like Troll 2. I know it's a piece of shit. Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. Again, a piece of shit. But I enjoy those films for what they are. I don't consider them great. I just consider them entertaining. I will hold this film to the same standards as other things because that's true quality, right? It's not about, giving these people a pass on their intentions. It's about your execution of your product, your project, if you will. Like in school, I think we have the same standard. I mean, I went to a school where everybody had to, do a good job. They didn't give you um, bonus points for whatever. If your paper sucked, your paper sucked, man. Write better next time. By the end of the semester, maybe you'll get a passing grade. I don't see this movie being anything but a bunch of basically it's Tumblr the fucking movie, the way it's going to be marketed. And Kevin Feige, you're going to lose all credibility and respect with a lot of people because you're going to toe the company line in an attempt to just promote the movie like you do other Marvel movies. You're going to fall into the SJW trap, and therefore I'm not going to respect you as much as I once did. I used to think Kevin Feige was the guy. He's the one that saved Marvel and brought it into the modern era in terms of films and really did a lot for it. If Kevin Feige, if this is his new approach, no, thank you, sir. I will not give you my money. If I didn't have this channel, I wouldn't go see this movie. I wouldn't go see a lot of movies. And it's not just Captain Manverse. There's a lot of shit I'd be skipping out on due to Hollywood garbage. But like Venom, I'm going to see it for the channel. Aquaman, I'm going to see it for the channel. How many sins is CinemaSins going to find? 0. They're not going to find any because they don't want to come off as sexist. This is a very telling time. It's like with The Last Jedi. If you can critique The Last Jedi, well, then I see you as an honest person. If you're one of these people that gives it a great rating based on intention or what you think is there or, what could be there, some other bullshit, look, if you come off like a shill, you're a fucking shill. I haven't used the phrase lately, but don't shill for Marvel. Don't shill for Star Wars. Don't shill for Disney. That's the moral of the story. Do the Russo brothers have a reaction video? They'll be rolling on the floor laughing, I reckon. This Captain Marvel movie, here's the thing about Hollywood, about entertainment. You gotta save face. So the Russo brothers in public will praise this movie. We'll never know their true intentions unless, their phones are hacked and we get text messages or emails. We're always going to be hearing the company spin about this movie. So every director, mark my words, Jon Favreau is going to come out and tell you, oh, this is the best Marvel movie. This is the best superhero movie ever made. It's more powerful than Wonder Woman. It's so empowering. It's this and that. Everybody's going to toot that horn. Everybody's going to come out of the woodwork. Gwyneth Paltrow, who's not even in the fucking movie, is going to have something to say about it. Everybody. Scarlett Johansson will have something to say about it. Anthony Mackie, even though I like Anthony Mackie all the time, he'll probably say something like, yeah, because you know what? They're acting. They're fake. You can't fake the charisma. There's just a natural charisma that these people exude. But what they say, they're all scripted lines. You think Steve Rogers is real? No. I love Chris Evans as much as the next dude, but all the greatness that is Captain America was written on a piece of paper, typed up, printed out, handed to Chris Evans, and he just interpreted what was on the page. So much like when they're out there in the real world promoting films on Good Morning America, the Jimmy Kimmel Disney show, all that stuff, it's just pre-written praise and dialogue. It's in their contracts. You're never going to hear a director that's associated with these projects come out of the woodwork and say, it wasn't that good. Kevin Smith is probably crying right now. He's awake. He's going to wake up with a boner for this movie and tell everyone on Fat Man on Batman how great it is, how powerful it is, all that dumb shit. I'm like, Kevin, go make Jay and Silent Bob 3 and shut up. Wonder Woman proved a lot of people wrong because they didn't listen to the woke warriors. Last year wasn't as woke as this year. This year in woke, 2018 scores 1,000 on a scale of 100. It's just everyone's gone woke. Video game publishers, comic book publishers, movie producers, everybody's woke. Your average person's not. If they like it, they like it. I guarantee you there will be just as many women critical of this film as dudes. If not, maybe even more, because they're like, this is dumb. Wonder Woman was still feminine. Carol Danvers is not. She's literally covered to her fucking neck. You talk about puritanical views on body imagery and stuff. Captain Marvel is covered to her neck. Wonder Woman, they kept true to the costume. They showed some skin. They did this, they did that. Yes, this holds true for Captain Marvel staying close to the comic book, but it's not the traditional comic book. She's had other looks, other designs. They've gone with the feminist Captain Marvel, and those people don't buy products. Little kids aren't going to go and say, oh, she's so cool, Dad. You'll have some girls say that, and that's cool. If this is their hero, good for them. But I still have the right to critique that. You want Dion's wife's opinion after she sees it. She likes the Marvel movies, but she probably won't. Dion's wife is not woke. For as woke as Dion acts on the show, his wife's pretty level-headed about most things. I'm wondering if they only cast her because she has small tits, and so they can hide them easily with the costume. I think there's a body type they hire for these very woke progressive movies. Christina Hendricks isn't going to be cast as a superhero. Kat Dennings, Kelly Brook, that body type offends the SJWs because it's traditionally beautiful and it's, guys like it. But guys don't bitch that Chris Hemsworth's six-pack is on display. Star-Lord is more insecure about Thor's appearance than 90% of the audience. If anything, when I see these movies, I'm like, man, I really want to, work on this muscle group, hit it harder at the gym and stuff, and look more like that. I don't find these movies degrading. I find them inspirational. It's like, I want to look like that. I maybe don't have the superpowers, but I can lift like that and look cool and look good. Star-Lord's a good example, man. Chris Pratt went from schlubby to superhero. B3 Chandler, thank you very much for your super chat. I believe you're new around here, or at least new to the show, so thank you. So glad we can come together as a community and watch the Captain Marvel trailer on World Class Bullshitters. God help the MCU and damn those SJWs. Yes, damn them. Damn them to hell, just like at the end of Planet of the Apes. I really don't like to see the Marvel Cinematic Universe die. I told you guys how special of an event Infinity War was. And I like all the characters. There's a lot more women in that movie, and not once have I thought, there's too many women in this. I buy it. You'd have a race of female warriors in Wakanda. I buy that there's the Amazons in the DC stuff. I don't have problems with women in these movies. It's the presentation of these movies and the intentions of the people who make them. You can't bully a thought into people's heads. Like, we're not going to all bow down to the new woke Marvel. We're just not. You're going to have like your action figures collectors come out and buy this in the beginning, but this is a Marvel Legends figure. It's going to be $20 minimum, maybe $22, depending on if they're going to put this in the MCU collection. It's going to be like $25 for this toy. So you're going to price out a lot of parents. Like, just because some mom's a super feminist and you think she's going to buy this toy for her kid, well, maybe the $20 price point, Captain Marvel's too pricey for Jennifer, so she'll get her something else, or your kid's not even into it, and the kid likes what the kid likes. We'll see. This is going to be interesting. I read your mind, says Barbarella. Okay, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I'm into everyone's brains here on Good Morning Pop Culture. I'm in your ears, I'm in your hearts, I'm in your brains. We need more Kat Dennings and everything. I do like Kat Dennings. I'm not gonna deny it. I like her. Why do we need representation? One of my favorite wrestlers is The Miz, and I am nothing like him. I guess they forget that people nowadays are more evolved, therefore they don't only identify with people they look like. I guess the wokeness in this progressive movement is very telling of how they see people or human beings in general. They think we're devolved. In many ways, in every way, we're more advanced than we were in the past. Now, what this popular society is pushing isn't popular or actually real. Like, you just look at the real world, and there are certain things. There are reasons why politics are the way they are, and things are voted on the way they are. The internet echo chamber doesn't represent everything. And it's funny, they want to talk about a small vocal minority of Star Wars fans that are, boycotting the movie, yet Solo bombed, toys don't sell, and now they're afraid. That's why they're promoting the movie in a different way. That's why they tell people, oh, Princess Leia and Luke and Lando are in the movie. There's no more surprises, because they can't market Star Wars like that anymore, because they're afraid of the fandom menace, and shit is wider than just what's on YouTube. Like I said, I have hundreds of hidden subscribers, almost 1,000 hidden subscribers that I can't see who subscribe to the channel, but there's a number that I see behind the scenes different from what you guys can see. We reach a lot of people more than they realize. Our videos get tons and tons of views. It's not just like the same 20 people watching the video again, and we're just, bouncing off of each other. There's a big group of people who feel this way. You can identify with anyone you want. I like The Rock. maybe, whatever. I like him for many different reasons, but I love James Bond. I look nothing like that. I'm not white. I'm not British. I don't have black hair, blue eyes. I don't really look or act like Bond. Maybe I like similar things because I like the character, but in no way do I resemble him. No one would ever say, "Oh, you look like Timothy Dalton or Roger Moore." I don't look like any of those people. So I can still like him. I like Batman. Batman's white. I'm not. I don't care. It's not about what these people look like. It's if their suits are cool and if they do heroic things. I think most people that are listening to the show feel that way. It's about the message. It's about the personality. It's about their actions. It's not about, like, The Miz. I love The Miz. I think The Miz is a great entertainer. Is he a great wrestler? No, but he's entertaining as shit. And I love his shtick, and I look nothing like him. I'm not a woman, but I like Wonder Woman as a character enough. I mean, I'm not a big fan, but I don't dislike her. I don't have to look like Wonder Woman to watch the movie and enjoy it. I like Princess Leia. I'm like a foot and a half taller than she was, and nothing like her, but she was a badass chick, and I liked her and respected her and bought all of her merchandise. So I'm so tired of them thinking representation. Like, you're not giving a voice to the voiceless people. You're not the heroes in this story. What is it in Batman? You either die hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Well, you're the villain. You've been the villain for quite some time now. Back in the day, it was about equality. Then we achieved it. And now it's about separation again. So you now have become the villains. Like Anne Hathaway said at the beginning of the show, about tearing down this world to build a new one. Who the fuck are you, Anne Hathaway? You're some fake-ass actor who only made it because you're a Princess Diary Disney movie. Oh, good for you. You're not that good. You're not terrible. But I don't go to Anne Hathaway for, a quality. I don't go to Anne Hathaway for anything. Like, if I'm at a library, I haven't read a movie in the library in years, but if I am, and there's anything, an Anne Hathaway film, I'm going with anything else. I will watch footage from a cheese factory from the 1980s in a shitty English hotel before I will watch an Anne Hathaway flick. I'm just putting it out there. They won't have MTV, but I will take the cheese over Anne Hathaway. Billy Ritchie, thank you very much for your super chat. First Frank Cho being an ass, now this. Oh, God, why? Well, Billy Ritchie and everyone else listening out there, you should get excited because the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And the haughtier these people get, the bigger their ego gets. We're just going to watch them fall apart. They duped people with Black Panther. Now, is the movie bad? No. I keep saying that. Why? Because I feel it's fine. It's not a terrible flick. It's well made. The funny thing is, I may critique the film and the message it has, but the people in it I like. Like I said, I like Chadwick Boseman. I like a lot of those people. The lady from The Walking Dead, pretty funny. The sister, not so much. I can do without her. I don't really like her that much. But I like the girlfriend, the woman he's in love with. All fine people. But this is going to be, with the way the internet is now, with this opposition to the wokeness, 2018 has been a very good year in woke opposition, if you will, if you'll accept that phrase. People are aware of the woke. I should do a t-shirt, beware of the woke, or something like that. Like, beware of the Batman, beware of the woke. You got to be careful. You go woke, you go broke. Quartering covers it. Video games are lose 85% drop in pre-order sales compared to the previous game. Call of Duty's kicking Battlefield's ass. They're going woke. They're talking down to the consumer base. If Marvel is smart and Marvel listens to its audience, they'll shut up. They'll cut out this hero thing. They'll say she's a hero. They'll treat her like the guys, equal, on the same ground, on the same footing, and they will treat her like one of the dudes, and she will be respected in the same way. When you make these people different and you put them in a different category, or you hold them to a different standard, a lower standard, a higher standard, whatever you hold them to, if you make them different, they'll be looked at differently, and that defeats your purpose. Your message is about equality on all fronts, right? Well, I can tell you from my personal life, I treat people all the same. If you're good, I like you, awesome. If you're an asshole, I don't care if you're gay, straight, black, white, or any color in between. If you suck as a person, I'm not going to be as nice as I would to anybody who, comes at me in a positive, nice way. It's all on them. They want this weird utopia that'll never exist. Well, don't be assholes about it, because you're not going to bully people into your views, especially with our money. You don't bully people into buying shit. No. You give them a product they want. Marvel, you've shown for 10 years, be consistently good. That's why your movies are the highest grossing film franchise ever. Don't fuck it up now, because You're so close to the finish line. The perfect storybook ending would be if there was no Captain Marvel and then we end with Infinity War Part 2. It'll be the nice bookend to the story. I know they're thinking from a business standpoint, well, we need to build to the next saga, the next wave, the next phase. I understand that from a business standpoint. Don't put your franchise on the back of Brie Larson's high-pitched plasma beam shooting ass. Well, no ass. Don't do it. You're not going to get the results you want, guys. You're not going to get the results you want. You're going to have a film franchise that drops historically low because you get one attempt with Captain Marvel. If it comes off as preachy and heavy-handed as a Kmart Green Lantern with a woman in the lead, well, you're going to get Green Lantern results. So if Brie Larson ever has the ability to play a superhero down the road, maybe she'll be killing Captain Marvel on screen, much like they fuck with Green Lantern. Let's see. We had a few super chats pop up, so let me catch up with those. Thank you to everyone who stuck with us. Record numbers this morning. I guess you guys like the title. Wogus Whammon in Hollywood. Anne Hathaway. Grendel Fan 84, thank you very much for your super chat. Morning. That trailer was odd. We need a bingo game for the 90s references in the Captain Marvel movie. Grendel Fan 84, if you'd like to contact me personally, and I'm not joking here, we could come up with a 90s scorecard and who can pull up the most 90s references when the movie comes out. Don't go watch the IGN shit saying, hey, I saw this, what you missed in the Captain Marvel trailer. You know what you missed was a fucking narrative and something that inspired me to drop $20 on your movie. That's what you missed in the trailer. You missed the point. You missed the mark. Not blockbuster. Look at this song. Look at the shield hat. Nick Fury has 2 eyes. That's another problem with the way these things are marketed or consumed with the YouTube people. These people, I can understand making content based on something else if you have your own voice. I have my own voice on Star Wars stuff, on Marvel stuff, on DC stuff, on a lot of things. I can talk about, the political ramifications of They Live, which I have, which will be coming out soon. Or I could talk about, falling down and the glorification of the hero until he, crosses the line, then he becomes the villain. Like, I could go into those types of things. At least I have my own voice. What you missed in the trailer, all they do is they go to Wikipedia, they read stuff about the character, and then they just take the trailer and pause it and say, this is what you missed. I know what I missed. I just told you guys what I missed. I missed, something that inspires hope, instills confidence in the Marvel brand. I've never been this disappointed in a Marvel film, and I haven't even seen the movie. There have been wonky trailers before, but there have also been excellent trailers. The Age of Ultron trailer was fucking awesome. The movie, good enough. Infinity War trailer, awesome trailer. Movie, blew my mind. I'll see. We'll see next year. I have to see it for the channel, and I'm a man of my word, and I can't accurately judge this movie without seeing it. But the way it's marketed, which is we're experiencing it already, I'm not a fan. And Grendel Fan, seriously, let's come up with a 90s scorecard. I'll put it up on the website. We'll have a website by then. You guys print it out, take it to your theater, and if you guys, win, maybe I'll give out a free prize if who gets the best 90s references. I was up on 90s pop cultures. I am 80s pop culture, so it's going to be a lot of fun for me. Mr. V, thank you very much for your super chat. At least her voice matches her face. Both annoying as fuck. Hey, Jeff, is there a wavelength forging on world-class bullshitters where the producers will check in on this channel to know what to do? The revolution is near, I reckon. I know we've reached higher up people. And I'm not saying like we're the, the voice, like I may be in someone's ear. Who knows? I mean, our videos have 14 million views. To some people like a PewDiePie, that's nothing. But to like somebody like me who has a small channel that reaches that many people, like I guarantee you people at Disney have heard our videos. That's why we're blocked by Chuck Wendig. I have never gone out of my way to it. I don't attack people on Twitter. You can go back and look at our history. I don't really go out of my way to do anything but post stuff about the channel. This is a business Twitter, not a personal Twitter. And my own personal Twitter is full of links to artwork I've drawn, and that's about it. I don't get Twitter. It's not the social media platform for me. I'm a Facebook guy. I use it to contact my friends. I'm friends with a lot of people from this channel. Maybe if people listen to this, cool. All I want from you guys is a quality product that is marketed well. Do not alienate any portion of your audience. They want to say, well, 51% of the U.S. population is female. Yes, but not 100% of that population are going to see your fucking movies. In that 51% include my mom, my grandma, all my aunts, and my cousins. They range from 21 to 95. They're not going to see your movie. That's 10 people. The females in my family, there are 10 women in the family. I come from a pretty big family. They're not going to see your movie. don't try to put them into your demographic and, act like everyone's going to go see this movie. It's a tour de force. It's a powerful film. It's not. Your audience is small. It's like Stealing Solo. I'm very proud of the book. It's reaching its goals. We're past the goal. I have 74,000 subscribers. A small portion backed it. So maybe you're all world-class bullshitters fans, but you're not Stealing Solo fans. I get it. Not every person that is, clicking on a video is really a big supporter of the channel, like the Patreon. It's a smaller number. Thankfully, they're very vocal and supportive of it. But not if I'll be honest. If everybody that subscribed to this channel bought a copy of the book and was a patron, I'd be fucking ecstatic. You realize what that would be for a guy like me coming from where I come from? Holy shit, it'd be incredible. But I understand that we reach certain people for certain things and certain people for other things. It's not really hard to pick up on. They don't pick up on this, Look at, you want to say 15% of the population is female? Awesome. I mean, I can't deny the statistics. I'm not going to. But make sure that you know where your bread is buttered. Make sure you know who buys your merchandise, who buys your movie tickets. It's not moms with 10 kids out there that are going to line them all up to go see Captain Marvel because it's an empowering female film. They had that with Wonder Woman a year and a half ago. That ship has sailed. That train has sailed, if you will. You don't get that. You're not going to get you got the Black Panther points because it's the first king superhero that's black. You got it. Cool. Good for you. You duped a lot of people into giving you money based on some bullshit marketing and garbage celebrities that are like, I'm buying out a theater for my community. It's so important to see this movie. Is it? I think it's important for kids of any color to get a good message about being a good person. It's not about being black and being the hero. It's about being a good person. Spider-Man is a much better hero than Black Panther. He's white. I look nothing like him. I don't come from New York. The only thing I can identify with is a dead father figure. In my case, it's my actual dad. In his case, it's Uncle Ben. My dad didn't die under nefarious circumstances that were my fault. But I can understand, not having a parent, being responsible. Those are hallmarks that everybody can identify with. I don't care who you are. No black kid in America can identify with being a royal figure. There are no kings in America. There are no kings in, the audience that they're targeting. There are no kings. These kids can't be a king of Wakanda. They can't understand. Like Ryan Coogler, you don't need a black kid to direct Black Panther. Anybody can direct it because it's a fictional story. There are no, you can't use your life experience as a black man in America to further make a better Black Panther film. You just can't, because Black Panther is so fictional. It's not anything real. Maybe Ryan Coogler can tell a really good story in Fruitvale Station or Creed or stuff like that because it's a black man in America. You're a black man in America. You may be able to put your identity into something. You may be able to have your voice help amplify the story. But with a Black Panther, it doesn't work. None of this shit works. It's just, it's a big mistake that they're going to pay for dearly. Oh man, we are having a ton of viewers this morning. I'm on a fucking roll. I'm pumped. I'm hyped. I don't care what time this show goes to. I'm just gonna keep rolling. Thank you guys. Thank you. There we go. Macho King Pop C Theater definitely got it. So there we go. Let's see. We had some super chats pop up. Let me make sure I read those. Thank you very much. So our friend the Grand Inquisitor, okay, there we go. I'll make sure I'm just caught up. What's up, Fire Chimp? Thanks for all the support, man. So let's see. Grand Inquisitor says, pick of Kat Dennings instead of Captain Marvel, please. We'll look at some Kat Dennings from the Thor premiere to decompress towards the end of the show. Trust me. I'm just showing you guys this. This is the action figure equivalent of the Black Death. It's just going to move across Europe and cripple it. Midnight TV, thank you very much. Just don't see it. If you see it, they're just going to decry it as a victory. Go see DC's Captain Marvel instead. The actor at least doesn't hate you. Midnight TV, yes, that's true. I do have active excitement for Shazam, aka Captain Marvel. I would love for that movie to beat the Marvel movie for a couple reasons. It's not about the man beating the woman. It's about the earnest it's the earnest beating the arrogant. Captain Marvel is being produced. It's what, the 21st or 22nd film in the MCU. They think their shit don't stink. Now they're trying to get woke and they're trying to appeal to that weird identity politics market. this is the time to slap their hand and say, no, do not get involved in this shit. I like my entertainment pure. I like it clean. I like it for everybody. It's so funny. In this quest for inclusion, all you do is you separate, you fragment your audience. It's so nice to go to a comic book store. People of any color and any orientation. I can go into that store and talk about the Avengers movie or this and that. These movies have brought people together historically. My comic book store is a lot different than your average comic book store. There's a big gay community in the store. And you know what? That's awesome. Good for them. There's a guy I talk to about the Flash and stuff like that all the time. I don't care who he goes home to or what he does. That stuff doesn't matter to me. What I care about is that we have a common interest in comic books. Comic books have always lent themselves to bringing people together. Star Wars, wrestling. I know you guys don't like wrestling, but I've made all of my best friends through being a wrestling fan. And I know that sounds extreme, but seriously, I met Dan at a B-Dubs. We were watching WWE. Went to high school together, but we were both at that B-Dubs with a friend because we both liked wrestling. Loudy, again, met him in high school. We both liked wrestling. We became friends. Phil, met him at B-Dubs, became friends. Dion, I met him through Dustin, who was literally watching wrestling. I knocked on his door. I asked him if he was watching wrestling. We went to a strip club. We became best friends. And we watched wrestling every Monday night together for an entire semester. And we go to WrestleMania every year. So you may not like wrestling. It's bad now. I'm not asking you to go watch it or support it. I'm just telling you that there is shit out there, entertainment, that brings people together. Be it wrestling, comic books, TV shows. This now tears people apart. I guess there's a nefarious plot behind the scenes. Maybe Hydra is real. Maybe S.H.I.E.L.D.'s been infected in the real world now. It's all about tearing us apart and, making you see the differences in everybody, and you glorify the difference. It's the sameness that you want. It's the oneness that you want. It's not about a hippie commune. No, it's about I like Spider-Man, you like Spider-Man. We come from different walks of life, but we both like Spider-Man. Maybe we have other interests. Maybe we can talk about this or that. And you know what? If we don't, we still like Spider-Man, and it still brought us together for that short moment in time. I mean, that's the best thing these people could want. Because if you foster a community and you make it fun, people will always want to support your shit. Marvel Legends community, perfect example. You keep action figure collecting fun. You don't use gender politics to sell a toy. You're a Marvel Legends collector, like our friend Trent. Trent and I both like Marvel Legends. We talk about toys. Maybe you want to complete the wave, so you do give Captain Marvel a chance. You check her out, you realize it's a well-made toy, blah, blah, blah. You give it a chance. That's how you can push, whatever you're trying to push. But don't even try to push that stuff. Just push people and promote fun and happiness and all that crap. So thank you, Midnight TV. Let's see. Brandon Moist. The moist has risen, folks. Hollywood SJWs are perfectly okay with preaching, but fail to see or attempt to empathize with those who feel differently. Well, you're right, Brandon Moist. They do fail to empathize with people who feel differently. I don't. I think a lot of people in this fan community don't. You can be a fan of this channel, like The Last Jedi. We can find something to agree on, and we can still be friends. We can still have fun. I don't say it much anymore, but if you disagree with me, that's fine. More power to you, because I feel like it's already known here on the channel. There are a lot of people that have watched these videos. You know how I feel. I may be strongly for or against something, but if you feel the opposite way, that's fine. I had a listener contact me, I think Geek Course, who's usually in the chat here, told me how you were wrong about Roger Moore and stuff like that. I said, we can agree to disagree. And he responded back saying, hey, thanks for responding back. Yeah, man, it's so awesome that we can, come together over stuff, disagree with stuff, have a conversation. That was awesome, and we don't agree on everything. But you know what? We agree on some things, and we agree that entertainment should be fun and, good. So, just go for that, man. Go for that. SJWs are breaking it down. And you would think Hollywood, in their quest for infinite fucking money and power, that they would push out this weird shit because people don't go support this crap. It's not that they don't support female-led movies. They don't support movies that are preachy, heavy-handed, cheap, lazy remakes, or go out of their way to offend a certain group of people. It's not. It's so cool to attack a certain side of the political spectrum right now. But you know what? That political end of the spectrum also spends money. I don't care where the money comes from. If you like a product that I make, I don't care what your walk of life is. If you've gone out of your way to support this channel or me or anything that you've done to help out my brand or whatever I do, then I thank you and I respect you. I don't care who you voted for. You could have voted for her. You could have voted for him. I don't care. If we're here in the name of world-class bullshitters, then that's what's more important to me than, where your political ideology lies. Guys at my comic book store, we have different political views, but you know what? We can all agree that Marvel currently sucks. Let's see. Make sure we're caught up on all these super chats. Well, there was a $5 message retracted. So either way, thank you very much. John Lance, thank you very much for super chat. You're on fire today. Keep up the great work. Well, you know what? The reason I'm on fire is because there's so much to be angry about or be passionate about. You know what? I'm not even angry. I'm passionate. I mean, I've told you guys about me every day on this show. I don't keep stuff hidden. I'm not afraid to show you what I look like, who I am. I don't fear, whatever I do on the channel. I'm very open to what I'm doing. I'm very proud of what I do. It's exciting that so many people care what I do, and I like it. So I try to give you the content you want in terms of either the toy videos or single videos or live streams, all that stuff. And I don't mind that it takes up all my time. I like it. I make enough time to get to the gym, and I have some freedom to do what I want on the weekends. And then at night we get together and we do streaming. I'm so happy. I always will share stuff with you guys. I care about these movies. Marvel stuff, DC stuff has always been a part of my life. It's never been, I'm not like a fair weather fan. I know I sound kind of mean when I say this, but the worst type of fans are the ones that get into it because it's popular, and then they try to talk down to people that have been there the whole time or for a long period of time. Now, I'm not saying that you as a new fan don't make valid points. I'm not going to discredit your voice. All I'm saying is don't act like just because I've watched it a long time, I'm a crotchety old gatekeeper. No, I care about this show. I care about Star Wars toys. That's why I make the videos. I don't make the videos because I'm happy to see Star Wars die. It's sad that Star Wars can't sell, but there's also a reason why. And because they keep doubling down on that and they could fix it, I kind of take pleasure in knowing that it's their stubbornness that is causing them to fail. Like Yoda says, that is why you fail. Well, that is why Star Wars fails, because of what they're going for. And, Marvel stuff, I care. I've been a Marvel fan since I was little. My mom bought me the Incredible Hulk Spider-Man tape from Avon and an Incredible Hulk bath set. And that's how I got into comic books, and I've been in ever since. I've spent more hours practicing how to draw superheroes and shit than anyone listening has done anything, unless you're a lot older than me. That's all I can say. If you have years on me, then let's say you've worked at a job for 30 years. Well, then you beat me on that. But I've been drawing consistently since 2001. And I don't mean just sitting down in a sketchbook. I mean, margins of my notebooks at school. I can show you guys all my college notebooks have tons and tons of pictures. I paid attention to school. I graduated, not at the top of my class, but I made the dean's list. But I still drew every day. I mean, I care about this. Marvel was the reason why I got in it. So much of what I wanted to do in my life, was built on this love for superheroes and comic books and the bigger mythology and the grand scale. And as I get older, I like it because it brings me together with people. That's why I'm so passionate about this stuff, because I care. I give a shit. That's my phrase of saying, I give a shit. It's not for me trying to, make it too simplistic, but I do. I care about Marvel. I care about DC. I just want all these things to be good and to be better. And in my lifetime, they all have been better. They've just recently made this weird switch into appealing to or appeasing people that don't care. We care about us back, because we'll only take so much before we walk away. Like we said last night on Comics Fence, my parody of Comics Gate, live stream. You've been burned by some of these companies and you won't go back. I'm not going to go back to Marvel with open arms. Dan Slott is off Spider-Man. You know what? I don't care. They have ruined a lot of their characters for me. They've had too many big events. They've had so much shit come out over the last couple years that I just, as a company, I can't support them. And then their ideology is garbage on top of it. And then the way the media spins it is even more damnable. It would be nice if a large media outlet, it'd be nice if we had 5 million subscribers. Yeah, it'd be great for the views and stuff. But if we had a really strong voice and we're like, look, we don't agree with what Marvel does, and we're not going to toe the company line just to appease them and try to get invited to a convention, because we love Marvel, we love DC, and we want them to do better. So we will be harder on them to make sure they try harder, because you don't get to escape a bad story and bad art just because your intention of, inclusion is whatever. Like America Chavez is a stupid character. It's not about her being from an alternate universe or Hispanic or a woman. It's not about that. It's about stupid. It's about the Lilu Multipass 5 dance team and all this other garbage. It's just bad writing. It's just bad writing by bad people. Mr. V, thank you very much. He says, Jeff, thank you for keeping it real. Always do. Always will. It's just who I am. I never, the channel's called World Class Bullshitters. It's an ironic name. Some people can't. The funniest thing for me is when people try to say, "Yeah, this video is world class bullshit." I'm like, you just are too dumb for the irony. Yeah, I know they're trying to be. It's a pejorative jab at us, but it doesn't work because that's the best they can come up with. Come on. Midnight Cherry TV, thank you very much. George Lazenby was perfect as Bond. Fight me. I like George Lazenby as James Bond. Midnight Cherry TV. I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to shake your hand and say, I love On Her Majesty's Secret Service. It's one of the best Bond films. You know, some days I may say it's almost as good as Goldeneye. Those are my favorites. You guys can like Goldfinger and From Russia with Love. From Russia with Love, I think, is tied for the best. But I like Lazenby a lot. Let's see who else said something. Yakov Merkin, we criticize it because it's something we've liked. Well, folks, Yakov Merkin is a big fan of this channel, and he has the Galaxy Ascendant series. It's available on Amazon, and check that out for him. We got a couple other things I got to get pulled up in a moment. Just, check out independent artwork, independent writing. You're waiting on Stealing Solo. You love Star Wars, but Star Wars is bad. The Galaxy Ascendant is definitely for you guys. It's fun, escapist sci-fi. It's not preachy SJW bullshit. I'm waiting for SJW, a porn parody, so nobody has sex. Because, is it just a bunch of maybe porn's the most purest form of entertainment right now. Oh my god, we got tons of James Bond talk right now. The LGBT community has dubbed Tel Aviv the gay capital. I keep seeing those commercials for Jerusalem, Tel Aviv on my Facebook and YouTube. I don't, I'm not going to go make a trip there, but hey, cool for them, man. Have fun in Tel Aviv. My cousin married a guy from Israel, so we don't discriminate in this end of the family. It's weird, though. Her parents dislike the guy because he's Jewish, but he's a really great dude. They have a kid. The kid's smart. I like her. My cousin's cool, but because my aunt is crazy, and I'll just say crazy straight up, she has caused my cousin a lifetime of problems due to racism and bigotry, all in the name of religion. But we won't go there today. That's a story for a late night show or off air stuff. But yeah, we're cool with everybody here. I should visit. It's awesome. A lot of people want me to visit different parts of the world. Maybe one day I'll go on one of these trips and I'll be like, all right, guys, me and the guys are going to be in this part of the world. If you're a couple hours away, come meet us. We'll come meet you. It's Drew's birthday. Which Drew? Drew Anderson. Folks, let's wish Drew Anderson a happy birthday in the chat. From all of us here at World Class Bullshitters, Drew, happy birthday. I know your birthday's on a Tuesday, so you got to work. Hopefully, you either had some beer last night or you can have a beer tonight, responsibly, of course. And then if not, have fun on the weekend. And if you don't drink, well, do what you love to do. If you want to sleep in, you want to be with the ones you love, if you want to eat a whole cake yourself and watch cartoons, just enjoy your birthday, man. My birthday, I'm having a party. I'm turning 30. I'm going to be doing live streaming. It's a little bit of work, a little bit of fun, but celebrate the way you want to celebrate. All I can do is wish you the best, and to many, many more. There we go. See, now this is a good community. Everybody is saying happy birthday to Drew. So yeah, always let me know when it's your birthday, guys. We'll celebrate it like this. When we really hit it, honestly, I'm trying to invest in the machines to do stuff behind the scenes because I really want to send out little birthday perks from World Class Bullshitters. Maybe not a free t-shirt or something because that would cost a lot of money, but a free gift, a little certificate, just a way to let you know we remember you and we appreciate you type of thing. So when I was a kid, around your birthday, I used to get a Johnny's Castle key, and you got this key and you go to the castle, open it up and get a free prize, and it was all shit. But I just remember being so excited that, oh, Johnny remembered me. He's the king of his own castle. I feel, so excited. I don't care how old you are. If you're 15 or 50, your birthday's still special. You can tell people it's just another day, but you care. You like to be made to feel special. So happy birthday, Drew. You have a beer for the Bullshitters tonight. Make sure you enjoy it, man. I'll have a beer for you, too. Celebrate with the Demolition Man. I love Demolition Man. Last night's stream went till about, 11:30, 12 o'clock. I hung out with Jeremy in Army or sketch therapy until 2 a.m. We had a lot of fun. Oh yeah, speaking of fans, I'm thinking tomorrow night is going to be a Patreon appreciation night for the fans. I know a lot of people love those. We're changing it up a bit. You guys got to bring a topic that you're passionate about that you want to talk about with me. So if you're passionate about the Star Wars toy video, that'll be your topic. We'll talk about it for a period of time. We'll move on to other people, and we're going to have to rotate out because we have a lot of patrons now, and we have a lot of subscribers. And I know some people are going to jump on and join just so they can get on the show, and that's completely fine. So it's going to be about a 2-hour block. It's going to be me, maybe one of the other guys like Kendo or somebody, and we're going to have you on, and we're going to come and talk about stuff. And, just keep it entertainment based and keep it fun. We used to do these at the end of each month. We're behind with the comic and stuff, so I appreciate everyone's patience and support. But we're going to do it tomorrow night for the patrons. It's going to be a live show. So if you want to talk about stuff, feel free to. It's your night. I'm just here to talk to you about your passions, your interests. We can talk about the Captain Marvel trailer. We'll talk about, whatever you want. Do I think the Captain Marvel action figure will come with pink hair dye? Oh, maybe. Oh, do you guys know those action figures that you put under warm water and they change color? That's the gimmick. That's the gimmick. Calling it right now. If that's not the gimmick, well, I'm not buying any extra figures, but I'll buy twice the amount I promised to buy. 0. And when you multiply by 0, you get nothing. Ooh, American Trent turns 21 this Sunday. Oh, shit, Trent. You call up Honey Rider. Ursula Andress is still alive. Still looking pretty all right, man. So Trent contacted me off air. I know you wanted to do something. And there's somebody else out there that had a amount of time off in September that they wanted to do something before they went back to work or school. Please reshoot me a message on Patreon so I can have you on. I'll make sure we put you I think you're actually the next person to be on. So I just want to make sure you have availability, because you told me you had this much time, and I want to make sure that we give you that time. Let's see. Sounds great, Jeff. I choose John Williams. Well, Benobi, make sure you're here, man. I'll make sure we talk about John Williams. Love John Williams. Seriously, greatest composer of all time. And I think it was you that said you're still looking forward to episode 9 because it's like his final score. Hopefully he goes out with a bang. Hopefully he doesn't pull Return of the Jedi and copy certain elements from previous scores. Just putting it out there. Let's see. Demolition Man. Best Wesley Snipes role, in my opinion. Not a bad opinion to have. I like Demolition Man. We'll do a watch party for that soon. We got to make sure Dion's available. Which channel has the high counts tonight? I think Ethan. I believe it's Ethan Van Skyver. I was last week. Yeah. So, or no. Hold on. I think it's Jeremy. Let me look. Today's the 18th, EVS. So there you go. Yeah, Ethan Van Skyver has the high counts tonight. It's going to be fun. I don't know what we're going to cover yet, but we're going to entertain you. I guarantee that. We had a lot of pie talk last week, and now we have a lot of fun just to be had here on the channels. It's JJ, what do you expect? Have I read the Warren Ellis run of James Bond comics? Those were pretty good, in my opinion. What's your opinion as a fan of the franchise? Well, Coroboro. Let me look up what the Warren Ellis James Bond books were to make sure I know them. Let's see. Warren Ellis James Bond. Oh, I read these. Varger or whatever, the ship that they were talking about. These were pretty good. A little more violent than I expected, and that's a good thing. It's nice to see James Bond have a little blood and guts to it. I liked it. I'll give Warren Ellis the nod. I picked up all of these books. Not only do I have the single issues, I had the intention of picking up the trade paperbacks. So I've read those, and I do like them. The Superman Returns actor was gay. Brandon Routh isn't gay, unless he's recently come out as gay, but he has a wife. She's pretty cute, too. She's in Dexter, season 4. What's her name? Christine. Let's see. Yeah, he's married to the chick from Dexter. Courtney Ford's her name. Yeah, here's an image of her. I mean, unless they got divorced, which, hey, it's possible. Who knows? He came out. It didn't work. Whatever, as long as he's happy. But, yeah, I thought she was kind of good looking. This was, or is his wife, to the best of my knowledge. Oh, we had a super chat from our friend Alpha Terranima. Thank you very much, Alpha Terranima. Thoughts on David H. Ross? Got his freehand drawing guide to get some training for a project I'm working on. Duke Togo, 1 second. Okay, so David H. Ross. I do not know who David H. Ross is. Let's look that up. Okay, good looking artwork. Let's see what his books are. Good artwork, nice illustrations. I've never picked up his drawing book. I've never even heard of it before. Illustration for sequential arts program at private school. Ooh, I would have loved to have had a teacher like this guy. Any books, you want the books I use? I can give you a quick tutorial, or not tutorial, but what I like. I have, first off, draw from real life. And it doesn't have to be like still life drawing, but go out into the just take pictures and look online and draw that stuff. That's what I do. That's how I practice. I didn't get to answer the question last night, but somebody asked, what's your kryptonite drawing? Well, it used to be women for me. I couldn't draw a woman to save my life. They looked like dudes. Well, then if you check out my Instagram, I've definitely fixed that problem. How? Because I did it consistently, constantly. I worked on it all the time. So that's my first tip if you're going to be working on that stuff. Secondly, get yourself a book, Comic Book Perspective by, who the fuck wrote it? It's a red book. I'm trying to see it on my shelf. Oh man, did I take it downstairs? Did it become a toilet read? I don't know where the book went, but there's a book on Comic Book Perspective. It's got a red cover on Amazon. It's excellent. You should get it for sure. In terms of drawing people, if you can get the old Andrew Loomis guide, that's kind of expensive. Maybe you can find a bootleg online because it's out of print, or if you can find it on the cheap. My suggestion, avoid the Bern Hogarth stuff. A lot of classic illustrators will tell you, oh, read Bern Hogarth. That shit is hard to understand, and it doesn't really hold up by today's standards. If you want to draw comic books and stuff, learn some anatomy. Don't rely too much on style. And if that book works for you, check it out or go for it, man. I have never heard of it before. Duke Togo, first off, I love Golgo 13. Please don't shoot me. Do a Batman Mask of the Phantasm commentary. Sure. Definitely will. I love that movie so much. I was okay. So I have the DC streaming service, and while I'm not gonna pimp it out because I'm not being paid to. If they paid me as a paid sponsorship, I would tell you guys, and I would do what I do for full transparency. But as a fan who likes DC shows and movies from the past, I'm enjoying it. And they have a news section on the site, on the app, and it's kind of fun. They had an interview with Paul Dini. He was talking about how he considers Mask of the Phantasm the best movie he worked on, and how he thinks it's a Batman story first and foremost, and that those are more interesting than where Batman just responds to a villain. So I love the thing. Let's see. The Captain Marvel action figure should come with a screwdriver so we can Randy Orton her. Damn. Whew. That is cold-blooded. And for people thinking, ooh, that's sexual, no, Randy Orton shoved a screwdriver into Jeff Hardy's ear and twisted it. So I watched Hell in a Cell. It was not a good show. The ending was fucking garbage. You want to talk about it? Bullshit ending. I pissed off, man. That's why I don't like WWE. But Starcade's coming to town, and the other guys are going, so I might go with them. See, I don't think they have made any 100% perfect Superman movies at all. I don't either. They're fun Superman movies. Like the first one's great, but it ain't perfect. There is a lot of work to be done in the realm of Superman. But Paul Creed, I'm finished, Jeff. You can change your picture now before I need to do it again. Well, all right. But see, he's not gay, and I think his wife's good looking. So good for Brandon Routh. I don't dislike Brandon Routh. I actually think he seems like a cool dude who thankfully isn't only remembered as Superman. I know he was in Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and now he's on the DC TV shows. I wish those people the best of luck, because not everyone can be a Harrison Ford. You were in Star Wars as Han Solo, but then right as Star Wars was hot, you got into Indiana Jones. So you got 2 big roles under your belt. And then you move into other stuff, and you're diversified. Mark Hamill, we love Mark Hamill as the Joker, but let's be honest, he's Luke Skywalker to so many people. So many people don't even know he did the voice of the Joker. I didn't know until I was a little older. So Mark Hamill was typecast. Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher was typecast. A lot of these people were. Only Harrison Ford escaped that, but he can't escape us in Stealing Solo, Captain's Parody. Link in the description below. Why did they drop the trailer today? It's Tuesday. It's a slow news day. People are going to be jumping up, chomping at the bit about it. Maybe that's the case. Who knows, man? Who knows? Anyone see The Verge Guide to Building a $2,000 PC and the reaction to the YouTube video? It's pretty much the perfect analogy for a person pretending to understand geek culture. Ooh, if you could share that to our Facebook page, I'd like to check that out. Do I think we'll ever get a proper video game movie adaptation? Metal Gear Solid could be proper. Legend of Zelda. I know I always say, man, if I could do this, it would be better. And I know a lot of people say that, but I honestly feel like if I could produce a Legend of Zelda movie, because I don't know about directing, I could do it, given the chance. I'd love to learn on a small project and, learn to direct and do stuff like that. That'd be fun. But no, I think a Legend of Zelda movie could be really powerful because fantasy works across the world. You want to talk about the global marketplace of cinema? Fantasy sells. World of Warcraft was a failure here, but it was a hit in other parts of the world. Pacific Rim 2. All kinds of stuff works in different markets. I think Legend of Zelda would work in America as well as abroad because you have the built-in fan base here in America. Legend of Zelda is a huge franchise, one of the biggest. I say Mario's number one. Zelda might be number two. Maybe Halo, but I don't consider Call of Duty like a franchise with an identifiable main character. So McTavish isn't even in all the games. But Zelda the movie could do huge numbers if it's done right. If they take the Ocarina of Time storyline or they develop something, and they don't try to make Zelda too woke, because Zelda is an important part of the story and she's very capable, but don't make it a rah-rah girl power movie. Make it a story of Link, a silent protagonist, or have him talk. I don't care. You could work it out. He could have a voice. He screams. He does stuff. But you make the world interesting. You make it visually stunning, not just visually appealing, stunning. Give us something we've never seen before in the vein of Avatar, and have a really awesome hero's journey. A very black and white story. Link is the good, Ganondorf is the bad, Zelda is in peril, Hyrule is in peril. You could do a fantastic Zelda flick just given to the right people and have it epic in the scale of like a Lord of the Rings. Like, I may have not seen all the movies, but I have seen the big fight scenes and stuff like that. Have it look like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is popular. Do Zelda. It doesn't have to be R-rated with tits. It should, but you don't have to have it. It can just be a little bloody. There's blood in Zelda games. Have a little bit of gore. Have some suspense. Have some horror. Like, Zelda was scary in parts. Like, when I was a kid, the forest temple, when that hand would come down and grab you from the ceiling, that scared me because it got me. I was like, oh shit, where's the hand coming from? I didn't like that. So when I would play that level, you'd jump onto the pillar, then you'd turn and jump to the other room as quick as possible because I didn't want to have the giant hand come up from the sky and grab me. So have some scary moments too, and have the big emotional payoff at the end. Have Link win. Don't worry about a sequel. You just make one really great story, and then Link can go on another journey. Let's see. G&G Block having a different opinion than he made a video saying that he doesn't do that. How am I supposed to argue the point if I'm blocked? Dead Schooled, I do not know about the way Jeremy runs his channel. I mean, just message him on Twitter or send him a message on the High Council. I'm sure, to be fair, and I'm not making an excuse for Jeremy, so don't take it this way, but our friend Sketch Therapy had an issue with being blocked on here, and he is our biggest patron. He's on the channel. He was on last night. He's on all the time. He's a good friend of the show. Love the dude. He had being blocked as an issue, and it wasn't anything I did, because why would I block somebody that, one, supports us, and two, brings such a good view to the channel? So I'm not making any excuses for Jeremy. He could have in anger. Who knows what happened? All you got to do is message him here on the show. That'll be the best way to reach him. I don't know, Dead Schooled. So hopefully it's a mistake and you guys get it worked out and so you can get back involved. How about a proper Alone in the Dark adaptation? Uwe Boll, man, he really screwed the pooch on that one. What was the one? Was Alone in the Dark on the GameCube? That was a good one. You could adapt that. Let's see. Have you seen the videos from the press weekend of Solo? The reporters got plane rides and all sorts of crap. These people shilled for Solo. Yes, they did. Now, Roz Weston of Entertainment Tonight Canada has gone out of his way to not call himself a shilly. Like, looked right into the camera. And I'm not saying he spoke to me, but it was at a time where we had really awesome, crazy growth. Well, we're still growing. I can't bitch. But it was like we were getting like 20,000 subscribers a month. And like Roz Weston kind of looked in the camera and was like, I'm not a shill. And I felt like he spoke directly to me. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Let me have my own, mental fantasy. But yeah, a lot of people are bought and paid for critics. Look at The Last Jedi. Now, instead of buying and paying for you with, trips and lavish things, you get paid in ideology points and you get bolstered to the top of some list where they promote you. You're approved. Like, World Class Bullshitters has a really good reach. You want to talk about the podcast panel at Star Wars Celebration. The name be damned, they wouldn't have us based on our views and beliefs, but we have a bigger audience than a lot of these Star Wars podcasts. Maybe we do more than just Star Wars, but we have the reach. But it's all about who you know. So thankfully, with the internet, you can build up your own fan base. And I mean, we have the fan of Venice. I have all you guys out there. You help make this thing a possibility. Like I told the guys last night on the comic book stream, it's not really hard to maintain this. All you do is be true to the people who are good to you, and you'll always have an audience. You'll always have a job. You shit on them, you let your ego get the best of you, then it all falls apart. I mean, look at Mundane Matt. Angry Joe had a little bit of a fall off. You just can't let your ego get the best of you, and you can't shit where you eat. Like I said, I give a shit. That's my phrase. Well, don't shit where you eat is also another phrase I've appropriated for myself. It doesn't work. It's not good. Plus, I've met you people, like some of you. You're so nice. Why? What would I get out of being an asshole? You guys come to us bearing gifts and ideas and all kinds of stuff. I mean, Tim Riggs brought us tequila and a dildo for Dion. Superfan Adam Shawham brought me a Spider-Man poster book from Todd McFarlane art, which I love. People are really cool. I feel like a lot of these internet critics that have bigger numbers, they've lost sight of that. Why do you have 2 million subscribers? Because you've resonated with people, and then you let your ego get the best of you. You turn yourself off from them, and then you lose. There are all kinds of people that used to have big channels, like Spoonie. Whatever happened to Spoonie? He went crazy. Not literally crazy, just he really alienated himself from his audience. So there you go, folks. Marat the Alien, I'm signing off at work. Just remember a reminder about the pick from Luciferi. All right, well, hold on. Let me pull that up real quick so I can make good on my word. Let's see. Where did they go? Wait, those are the member request page. So World Quest Bullshitters fan page. Folks, if you haven't joined our fan page, you should. We just want you guys to have fun. It's about, it's a good group. It's a good community. Great community. We have a lot of fun. We make jokes. It's not really heavily moderated in terms of Zoolander. No, it's not like heavily moderated in terms of what you're not allowed to say and don't say and can say and stuff. It's just come have fun. Join us. Join us in the avant-garde of the new aesthetic. Maref Dealine, where did you post it, man? I'm looking at the photos right now. Let's see. Luciferi. I told you I would do this. Thanks for being patient. The show's not over yet, folks. Still got a little bit of time. Let me check the other world-class bullshitters. There's a page and there's the group. The group is always your best bet to be seen here on the channel. So let's see. Posts. This is on the other one because I'll gladly share that for you, man. Stealing Solo, Comics Fence. Mareth Dealine, where did you post it, man? I'm trying to show it right now. You know what? Hold on. I'll just pull Luciferi on Patreon. So, folks, Luciferi is creating original illustrations and comics. Let me share this with you guys. If you guys want to help, back some independent stuff or get a commission done. I know a lot of people have asked me for commissions. Right now, I don't have the time. Down the road, sure, I'll do commissions for you guys. It'd be a fun little thing to do. But yeah, here's Luciferi on Patreon. They're creating art. Let's see. So if you join, you get welcome gifts. You get previously rewarded month packs. And there's all kinds of stuff. You can get sketches. I mean, the work is good. So you get 100 files for the September extra pack. That's the monthly pack by Luciferi. I mean, 100 files. And the stuff's good. It's high fantasy art. I believe that's where Mareth Dealine's icon comes from. Yeah, right there up in that corner. That's Mareth Dealine's icon. So, yeah, help support an independent artist, man. Check them out. Try getting Mr. Medicure on sometime. That would be amazing. Mr. Medicure's cool in my book, man. I don't know if he knows or likes us, but Mr. Medicure is always welcome here on the channel. We'll see if he wants to join. I will throw out an invite. I will throw out a feeler. I really want to get Doomcock and Razor Fist and, well, she used to be Random Game User 42, but is she Random Mecha, whatever? I want to get them on as a group to really talk Star Trek. I tried to do some Warhammer 40K stuff this weekend. I'm not saying it's not for me. I got to learn a little more, but I really do like underneath it all, I really like Star Trek. the original stuff. And, I support keeping a franchise good and, pure of heart. So I feel like Doomcock, Razor Fist, and Random Game User 42 or Random Mecha are like the perfect people. Let's see. I'm back in Canada tonight, so you may have to explain to EVS tonight, sir. Do you want to say? Yeah, you do. Adam Shawhan, superfan Adam Shawhan, Madman Shawhan. You are a man of your word. A lot of listeners are really dedicated, but you are above and beyond like the world class bullshit. I mean, you backed the damn book 5 times. Thank you. I mean, it's not all about the money, folks. I mean, he just is really invested. I read the messages the dude sends. He is a super fan, and it's just nice to have somebody that always has your back. I know a lot of people do, but I gotta give superfan Adam Shawhan credit. He's a good dude. Show the dude some love when you check him out on the Facebook page. Cool guy. Let's see. What about Mahler? You went to Sonic Wolf again. Let's see. Medicare, that guy rubs me the wrong way. It's a YouTube drama thing. Very Jerry Springer. Is Ethan getting a bit short fuse these days, or just me? Ethan's always very friendly to me. I don't have time for a lot of his streams. I'll pop in every once in a while and say something funny in the chat to try to get like people to see like, oh, I'm there, and then I'll watch for a couple minutes and then I'll kind of cut out. I talked to him off air. He's been the same dude. He's got a lot on his plate, but I don't think it's he's stressing out at all. He's just fun guy to me. So I don't know. I'm sure Uncle E's okay. Maybe he's cut off from pie. His wife's like, look, you have a problem. I don't want you to become a pre-diabetic, so he's not allowed the lemon meringue or the custard pie or any of those other pies out there. Maybe he's cut off. Maybe he's hungry, man. Hungry man. Hungry man's got to eat. That's why you get like Eddie Murphy talking about. That's the best crack I've ever had. Is that a Ritz? That's old and out of context. Excuse me. Yes, Doomcock is one cool dude. Yeah, I like Doomcock. Everyone we've had on the channel, I like. I want to get Pat from Please Rewind back. I like that guy a lot too. He'd be fun for a sit down discussion. Pat from Please Rewind, if you're out there, man, reach out or check your email soon. I'll be contacting you. Jeff, is it time for a shameless stealing solo drop? It's so funny. Yeah, folks, check out Stealing Solo Captain's Parody. We're almost to $30,000, the first stretch goal. Hold on. I did make some updates to the pledge. So you guys, I made it easier because I did have a bit of a wall of text, and I want to make sure people know what they're going to get. So let me break it down, the simplified Stealing Solo, because I've made it better for a lot of people. Actually, we've had it go up since the show, so thank you to whoever backed it. I really appreciate it. Seriously, I know I talk about, we're making big numbers and stuff, but just on a personal level, I always wanted to do this. I didn't see a future in it. I listened to people that always shit on me. And, then I listened to Ethan, and I had the backing of all you guys, and now it's a real thing. So I know this sounds petty, but when this book is printed, part of me really wants to get some extra copies for Christmas of next year so I can say, hey guys, nobody believed in my art, but now look, I've made it successful through my first comic book. We got more coming out, and I'm able to make big changes in my life through the art. So I didn't waste my life. I just was building towards something bigger. But like I said, folks, Stealing Solo is the first world-class Bullshitters Indiegogo project. It's parody. We have a lawyer friend now who's talked to me, so I'm going to talk more about it with him. But parody is fair use. It's in the Constitution, so I'm making sure I follow the law to a T because I don't want I want everyone to read this story. But don't worry, it's coming out. It's already in progress of being made. I've got another page of the color, so I'm going to show you guys. Hopefully, if I get it back today, it's going to be on the High Council tonight. But there's all kinds of stuff. But let me tell you about the perks. So first off, the book is released in February of 2019. That's a set in stone date. You're going to get it that month. It doesn't take me that long to draw a comic. I've done it tons of times before. Now we're almost to $30,000. We are at $28,359, 694 backers. Once we hit $30,000, get the early bird certificate. Which, if you're a Star Wars fan, they couldn't get Star Wars toys out in time for Christmas of '70, so they sold you an empty box with a promise of a comic book coming, or a promise of the toys coming in early next year. Well, we're doing a throwback to the early bird certificate, so I want to make sure you guys get a gift at Christmas. So that's basically what that is. It's just a something to hold you over until the book comes out 2 months later. But it's still a thank you. It's still fun. And by the way, all these stretch goals go to everybody. So if you back the lowest level or the highest level, you're going to get extra stuff no matter what you did. Now, this is where it gets good. And if I can find more to add to stretch goals, so be it. The Anthology Ashcan Edition. It's my first comic. It's a 32-page book titled Anthology. It's a series of 3 stories that cover the dark side of life, tales of suspense, intrigue, and science fiction. So if you're a fan of EC Comics, it's good for you. If you like, it's a little political. I was testing out the waters back in 2013, 2014. I wrote and drew the story a couple times to get a hold of digital technology and advance, but it's fun. It'll be a little Ashcan book and it'll be yours. It's completely done. It's not like you got to wait longer. So, but here's the shit kicker. This is the one you really want. This is the big $100,000 stretch goal, Anthology Special Edition. At this level, I'm going to have the book recolored, relettered, and I'm going to have it printed to the same quality as Stealing Solo. So it's going to be high quality paper, high quality cover. Basically, it's just double your pleasure of entertainment. So you're going to get all kinds of fun stuff like that. So if that's interesting to you, make sure you check it out, folks. Let's see. So we have a Pagan God X. We need a sequel, or we'll need a sequel, Stealing Skywalker. Maybe. You never know what's coming next from us. Believe me, this isn't going to be the only comic project I ever do, but this will be one of the few times you'll be able to get this. Maybe this is the only time for this project. So once it's gone, it's gone. We'll move on to other things, but you don't want to miss out. My parents, yes, they are the Rock and Andre the Giant. They didn't actually have sex to have me. They just ran into each other at high speed, and I'm what just fell off. Let's see. Talk about the 5K perk. Yeah, if you're crazy enough to do the 5K perk, I'll come to your house and deliver all the stuff to you in person in the continental United States with another bullshitter. Honestly, if this thing goes crazy, like if everybody picked the 5K tier that was available, I'd go anywhere in the world to deliver your Stealing Solo box. So, if you're dying to meet us and have a video made in your honor and appear on the channel and be thanked in perpetuity, that's your tier. So James Franco, if you're listening to the show, or any other crazy eccentric celebrity, get your $5,000 copy. It'll be hand delivered and hand signed. I'm not going to give you a hand job. It's Dion's goal, but still, thank you very much. Satan, admit you condone sodomy. Huh? Oh, believe me. Does that include dinner and a movie? For 5K, yeah, it does. You pick the movie, I'll buy dinner and the movie. Did I see the new Doctor Who promo where she literally breaks the glass ceiling? I heard about it, dead schooled, but I'm not that big of a Doctor Who supporter anymore. And it's not to do with her being Doctor Who being a female. It's that I didn't like Matt Smith that much after. I love Tennant. Tennant's my first Doctor. Well, Tennant was my second Doctor after Eccleston, but I just loved the character so much. When he went away, didn't watch it as much. Once Joel moved, I stopped watching Doctor Who completely. I've seen no Peter Capaldi episodes. And I'm not going to watch Doctor Who. It's not about a whammon thing. It's just Doctor Who isn't for me anymore. Male, female, gay, straight, ginger, not ginger. Just not going to watch it. Would Stealing Solo be okay to read for my 10-year-old son or just for me? It's not intentionally all ages. If your kid gets Star Wars references and stuff like that, put it like this: sadly, there are no boobs in the book. I'm sorry. Maybe next time I'll just do Jeff Hicks's Big Book of Booby Fun or something like that to make up for it. Now your kid could read it. They'll like it. It's not aimed at kids, but it's like there are certain Spider-Man books, like Kraven's Last Hunt. Kids can read it, but it's not really for kids. There's deeper stuff to the story. So, did I get the James Bond 10p coin? No. Let me make that on my to-do list. I've been very good. I've been writing these to-do lists, and I did everything on it yesterday. 10p coin, and I will do that right now. It's written down on the back of my Verizon bill, so it's right in front of my face. Let's see. Joel, you say, coming for you. Count on it. Oh, there's Joel. Joel. We got to get you. By the way, folks, I wanted to dedicate an episode of World Class Bullshitters to Joel because his birthday was, 12 days ago? So Hastings is good. Happy birthday, Joel. Will there be Muff in the book? Muff, every book. Hey, no problem, Mutter Meeseeks. Trust me, you guys are going to enjoy the book. Jeff's book of big boobs. There is a book of big boobs by a German publisher called Taschen. So maybe you just buy a copy of that. I don't know. Oh, yep. Let me write down True Romance too. I'll buy it from Amazon. When am I going to do a review of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? It's not porn, I promise. I know it. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, written by Ian Fleming, produced by Broccoli and Saltzman. I think I've seen it years ago. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, We Love You, right? That's the song. Hey, who knows? We got all kinds of stuff coming up. So speaking of coming up, get ready for Schlocktoberfest. Get ready for Stealing Solo coming your way soon. And thanks to everybody, because it's 10:05. I mean, this has been, I say this a lot, it's been a great episode. This has been my favorite episode of Good Morning Pop Culture ever. Yeah, people were like, man, you're on a roll today. You know what? I was on a damn roll today. Why? Because I'm fired up about bullshit. I'm tired of bullshit, you know? This isn't even world-class stuff anymore. This is just garbage perpetrated by people that I once loved and respected, and now they're going down the path of the woke. And you know what? Once you go woke, you go broke. So, folks, don't go woke. Keep your money for better things. If Captain Marvel is your cup of tea, or you just got to see every Marvel movie, I'm not going to think any less of you. I'm going to go see it. I got to see it for the channel. But I'm going to call it like I see it. And if it's crazy, woke SJW garbage, so be it. Let's see. Grendelfan84 says, speaking of Kraven's Last Hunt, I just got my new deluxe hardcover of Kraven's Last Hunt, triple signed from Cincy, Mike Zeck, McLeod, and DeMatteis. Grendelfan, you make me jealous all the time because you came bearing gifts, and I appreciate that. But then you tell me you get to do cool stuff like this, like get, Mike Zeck's autograph on a book. I love Kraven's Last Hunt. It's my favorite Spider-Man story. Therefore, it must be my favorite comic book story. And I got my hardcover edition, but it's not signed, so I'm a little jealous. Oh, man. So thank you, Grendelfan, for your super chat. And thank you for everyone this morning. We shared a trailer, a first for World Class Bullshitters. Yeah, first at Good Morning Pop Culture. You're 100% right. Did I miss anything good? I just looked. Well, Sith Lord, Luke Skywalker, you missed, honestly, the best show. Consistently, it was on fire. So, folks, thank you for supporting World Class Bullshitters with your time, everything you do. We appreciate it. And I'll be back. Remember, folks, tomorrow night is the Patreon Hangout night. So you have to bring a topic, and you'll have a set period of time to talk about it so we can get as many people on, because we have reached, a good landmark over on Patreon. So we want to make sure everybody gets the time they deserve and respect, because show we appreciate you. So I will make that link available. Count on 9 p.m. tomorrow night here on World Class Bullshitters for 2 hours. And then we're going to have to, moving on to World Class Bullshitters on Thursday night. So I'll be back. I got some more videos I'm working on. Let's get that Star Wars Ollie's video up, and I'll follow up the next one. It's about woke Marvel. It's something you want me to talk about. It's fun. It's funny. I can't wait to put it out there for you guys. So thank you to everyone. I'll be back in just a few short hours with the High Council on Ethan Van Sciver's channel, Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Speaking of comics, Sports Dealing Solo, available for a short period of time on Indiegogo. Let's get those perks rolling, man. We're so close. Tonight, I foresee we can hit our first stretch goal. 30 grand, not that much. A lot of people out there. A couple of bucks from each person. Before you know it, everyone's getting Anthology the Special Edition, and you're going to love it. It's got Senator Joel Hastings. Back when I used to put my friends' names in the comic books. So, folks, I'll be back in a few short hours. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you next time.